that statement was made.
Because it's one thing to say an appointment is irregular.
Yes.
It's quite another to say it's a token appointment.
Yes. I base it on what I was given, but I accept, having gone through this file, that the word unsuitable is unsuitable, and that the word token is wholly inappropriate.
How do you do that? How do you say somebody is an unsuitable candidate, in fact, call them a token appointment when you haven't even seen their CV? This woman's reputation has been dragged through the mud. I want you to listen to the crime investigator. What else does he call himself? Paul O'Sullivan. He was interviewed on Biz News TV in January last year, and this was his characterization of Mukwele.
Unfortunately, it cannot be retrospective. So you end up with a situation where you've got this 28-year-old girl who's an admin assistant at BMW, gets parachuted in at the rank of brigadier. And I'm saying, the minister might not have picked this up, but I've picked it up and you're going, whether you like it or not.
Right? I mean, how would you feel sitting at home and this is what is being said about you in this 28-year-old girl, right? 28-year-old girl. I mean, it just is quite extraordinary. I want you to listen to, again, this is Commissioner Advocate Sandile Khumalo, going through Ms. Mukwele's qualifications, right? Remember what you've just heard from Paul O'Sullivan, this 28-year-old girl? Well, listen to her qualifications.
So that's a degree in engineering, industrial engineering. Do you see that?
I see that.
So already she meets the qualification. Now go to the next page on 271.
I see that.
Are you there?
I am there.
Now that's a diploma in mechatronics. Now what is the relevance of that? That is the core description of this role. If you go back to the advert on 176, you will see that the core functions, what crime intelligence was looking for, is exactly this qualification. Because the description of the role tells you that they want somebody who's qualified in mechanics and electronics and all of those.
She was qualified. Then at some point they have a debate about, well, she didn't have the requisite experience. And he takes her to the ad and says, where does it say here that she requires 7 years experience? And it doesn't say so. And he nailed it on the head, did Advocate Khumalo, when he says, gosh, just hearing what you people have said, I might have made certain assumptions about this person.
I must say this to you. Before I saw these files, the picture painted in my head was that crime intelligence appointed a receptionist from BMW. Until I saw these files, then it became clear to me that this person is not just qualified, but her qualification exceeds the requirements.
Isn't that absolutely extraordinary? And at one point, Andrea Johnson said, I don't recall not remembering not recall. I mean, she's been an absolute disaster, hasn't she?
Let's walk the talk.
702.
It's 18 after 6. Mateo Haripe, you've got a question of your own?
Yeah, I've got a question for you and the 702 landers. Have you recently had a close shave? Perhaps remembered somebody's birthday on the day and did something about it?
Yay! Yay! That can go south very, very quickly.
Having an event cancelled when you've double booked yourself?
Yesterday, I had a meeting that was scheduled with a very dear friend. And I wasn't feeling great. I wasn't up to going. And I was trying to think of all the reasons I could come up with to cancel. But I didn't want to be the one to cancel. And she sent me a message to say she was no longer able to make it. The meetings were overrunning. The joy.
The relief.
The joy. Right? I pulled out a Queen song, hey? I'm curious about what prompts the question.
702.
Weather.
19 after 6, this weather report brought to you by Subaru. The weather doesn't change the sky, changes the road. Good thing you can trust Subaru to take you there. It's a fine Friday in store for Gauteng. Temperatures much like yesterday, hey? Joburg high is 20, it's 21 for Vereeniging, 23 for Pretoria. Bombela maxes at 22, Polokwane 24, Mahikeng 22, Bloemfontein 17 degrees. Some showers and rain in the morning in Durban, maxing at 21 degrees. Gqeberha and East London, or Kukombo City, both at 17. Cape Town, partly cloudy in the early morning. There'll be some fog. Temperature high of 18 degrees.
Some mornings, the world feels uncertain. The sky turns, the road changes. And then there's that feeling. The quiet grip of the road beneath you, the calm in every turn. It's not just how it drives, it's how it takes care of you and the people you love. And somewhere between the first drop of rain and the road ahead, you realize you've fallen in love. Subaru carries you through life's weather. Fall in love with Subaru's all-weather confidence. Book a test drive on subaru.co.za.
EWN Traffic.
21 after 6, let's catch up with the roads. A first look, Amo.
Well, Bongani, let's start off in Soweto. As you leave Orlando, we've got a major accident scene. It happened on Klipspruit Valley Road. It happened right at the Soweto Highway Circle. It's causing heavy delays, so please be on the lookout there and try to avoid. You can still use Mookie Street as an alternative. And then if you're traveling in Eldorado Park, we've got delays on the Golden Highway between Union Avenue and East Street. That's due to long-term roadworks there. There's also queuing traffic on the Maikwa North. Peak time delays between Boyson's Road and Carr Street. We'll have more updates coming up, but if you see anything else, we're on X at EWN Traffic.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
When you're treated unfairly by your bank, insurer, pension fund, or financial advisor, who do you turn to when things go wrong? South Africa's financial ombud system, overseen by the Ombud Council, provides free, fair, and impartial dispute resolution. Visit their stand this Sunday at the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk and meet the National Financial Ombud, the Fairs Ombud, and the Pension Funds Adjudicator to learn more about your rights to fair treatment. Go to ombudcouncil.org.za for more info.
Hi, this is Carol Shabalala, HollywoodBet's brand ambassador. It's more fun when it's for fun. Playing responsibly is always a winning strategy. If you or someone you know needs help, call the South African Responsible Gambling toll-free counseling line on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. HollywoodBet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop.
You're up before everyone else. You're building something real. Absa Business Banking, powered by Visa, gives you everything you need to get going. Open a business account in 10 minutes. Buy a point-of-sale device for $799 and get a credit card all in one place. We get it. Running a business is hard. Your banking shouldn't be. Search Business Starter Pack. Your story matters. Absa is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Johannesburg is calling. Join thousands of Joburgers on Sunday, 26 July for the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk in proud partnership with Standard Bank. Experience the energy and spirit of the City of Gold as you walk through the historic streets of Joburg CBD, celebrating a city on the rise. As an iconic brand deeply connected to Johannesburg, Standard Bank invites you to be part of a movement that's bringing communities together and showcasing the best of Josie. Starting and finishing at Ellis Park, this is more than a walk. It's a celebration of our city and its growth journey. The 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk, proudly partnered by Standard Bank.
Johannesburg is a city on the move. And as a founding partner of Josie My Josie, Anglo American is proud to support fellow Joburgers this Sunday as the city unites for the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk. 702 Weekend Breakfast with Gugs Mhlungu will also be there live. So tune in this Sunday from 6 a.m. and experience the vibrancy of the inner city with Josie's partner Anglo American, mining potential, building beyond on 702.
I'm ready to rock this talk.
More on primemediaplus.com.
702.
Add your voice.
Have your say.
Let's walk the talk.
The most hyping song up in the world. The only right answer, if you need motivation to conquer anything, it has to be Lose Yourself by Eminem. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. Yeah, it's the only song, guys.
Good morning, Bongani, and good morning to all 702 listeners. Bongani, that go-to song for me every day that I can think of is Gladys Knight and the Pips, Midnight Train to Georgia. Yo, if I could have that song every day, it just gives me goosebumps. Great show, guys. Have a great Friday. Bye.
You have a great Friday too. Thank you for those voice notes. We're asking you a very, very simple question this morning. What's your hype song? That's really what it is, right? What's your hype song? What's your I Can Conquer the World song? We'll tell you why in just a moment.
Start your day with Bongani Bingwa
on 702. Let's walk the talk.
Big news overnight, 25 after 6, things you need to know. Big news overnight. The Deputy Finance Minister, David Masondo, stepping down as the chairperson of the Public Investment Corporation. He's saying he's doing so in the interests of stability and to protect the confidence of the institution. What happens next at the PIC? Could you run a country, could you run your life on just 3 hours sleep? How much sleep do you need every night? Japan's Prime Minister says she does. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi has sparked debate after revealing on social media that since taking office in October last year, she survives between 0 and 3 hours of sleep every night. She made a post about being on how she spent a public holiday weekend, and she said, "Oh, I got so much sleep last night. I got in a rare 5 hours." She functions on 3 hours sleep a night. How much sleep do you need to get through your day and your life? What's the most you absolutely have to have, or your life or your day will fall apart? Millionaires in the UK have written to newly elected Prime Minister Andy Burnham, 120 of them, calling on his government to tax the wealthy more. They're calling themselves the patriotic millionaires of the UK, and they're saying the tax burden should fall on those whose wealth comes from investments and assets rather than those who earn a salary. An 18-year-old becoming one of the most talked about women, certainly in the country. Well, that's what happened on this day in 1978. Margaret Gardner making history as the first South African to be crowned the Miss Universe. A Cape Town teenager walking away with the crown, putting South Africa on the international stage. I mean, you really don't need to watch even the movie to know what this song is. That opening riff alone is enough to make you walk a little faster, right? Oh man, on this day, 1982, Survivor's Eye of the Tiger climbing to the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100, where it stayed for 6 weeks. Because of course it was the anthem of Rocky III. 40 years later, it's one of the most recognizable, motivational songs people around the world use. That's why we're asking you, what's your hype me up song? What's your I Can Conquer the World song? Eye of the Tiger by Survivor has to be among them.
702.
The newspapers.
Mr. Zulu, what's your hype me up song?
It's a song by Elevation Worship in Maverick City called Gyra.
Oh.
Yeah, it hypes me up. Even when I'm running, when I'm up the steep.
You run?
Gyra, you are enough.
Wait, you run?
Everywhere.
What's in the papers?
Listen, Bongani, in the US, lawmakers have introduced a bill called the AI Kill Switch Act. It would let government shut down dangerous AI systems. It follows OpenAI's admission that its AI hacked into a coding database without warning. OpenAI is, of course, the founders of ChatGPT. So now the lawmakers in the US are saying, we are worried. And in your words, Bongani, aye.
The Mail and Guardian, Godongwana's PIC gamble is their front page story. Sim Chabalala from Standard Bank counting the cost of the anti-migration sentiment. and the Sowetan running with Pito eyeing a Bafana return. The more extraordinary story in the Sowetan is about this blind judge who's been on sick leave for 8 years. Doesn't want to be medically boarded because some traditional healers told him if he just performs a ritual, his eyesight will come back. He earns, as does any High Court judge, over 2 million rand a year. He's got a Mercedes GLC courtesy of you, the taxpayer, and he's blind and therefore can't execute his duties. But he won't resign.
EWN Business.
Muteo wants to know, a recent close shave? An event cancelled? You double booked yourself? Traffic fine reduced? You were tight on money? You arrived at a store just as they were about to close? You remembered that anniversary or birthday in time. What prompts the question?
Bongani, South African consumers have been given some reprieve at least for a few months. At least for a few months. Quite surprised by the decision yesterday. The South African Reserve Bank deciding to keep the repo rate unchanged at 7% despite inflation rising to 5% in June. Now, for millions of South Africans, the decision means loan repayments will not increase for now. The vote came to a split, 4 voting to hold, while 2 wanted a 25 basis point hike. Now, despite deciding to hold, the Reserve Bank says the risks facing the economy are growing. Renewed conflict in the Middle East has pushed oil prices sharply higher, raising concerns that fuel and transport costs could once again drive up inflation. While food prices have eased, the bank says continued higher oil prices will eventually result in higher food prices. The cost of everyday services, including insurance, transport, housing, and other utilities, continues to surge for South African consumers. While the bank says higher interest rates are still needed to keep inflation under control, it also warns that weak economic growth, rising living costs, and growing global uncertainty continue to weigh on the country. The SARB has given 2 possible scenarios for the rest of the year. One is with oil at $100 a barrel for 2026, easing slowly to $80 by 2029. The higher fuel price would drive up inflation. That was paired with a positive scenario where oil is at $78 this year, falling to $60 by 2029. What happened this morning? Oil hit $100.
Where's the rand?
1682 against the US dollar, clawing back some gains at 19 rand 15 cents against the euro, 22 rand 39 cents against the British pound. Price of gold is flat, down 0.5% at $4,028 an ounce, while platinum is down 1% at $1,583. Brent crude now at exactly $100 a barrel. More business after 7.
Straight to Sfiso Zulu at the news desk. Sfiso?
Thanks, Bongani. Good morning. The Electoral Commission has extended the deadline for the submission of public comments on its proposed Code of Conduct on disinformation. The draft code seeks to strengthen measures to combat the deliberate spread of false or misleading information during elections. It also addresses the use of artificial intelligence in election campaigns and other forms of digital content that could mislead voters. IEC CEO Simon Mabulo says members of the public now have until next Wednesday to submit their comments.
The new deadline will be the 29th of July 2026. This was done to encourage more participation because of the far-reaching implications of the code on the electoral process.
The organization Undoing Tax Abuse says strengthening whistleblower protection laws will mean little without the political will to enforce them. Outer was reacting to developments in a fraud case uncovered by Mfuleni Municipal Financial Clerk Martha Rantsofu, who was assassinated in March. Earlier this year, government published the draft Protected Disclosures Bill aimed at strengthening legal protections for people who expose corruption and wrongdoing. But Outer says legislative reform alone is not enough, arguing government must demonstrate a genuine commitment to implementing the law. Kosikona Malingamnisi takes a look.
Police have confirmed that Martha Rantsofu referred several matters for criminal investigation, including an alleged fraud scheme involving 25-year-old Janita van Rieenen, who remains in custody. Yesterday, Outer picketed outside the Vanderbijl Park Magistrates Court, where Van Rieenen appeared on charges of allegedly defrauding the Emfuleni local municipality of more than 400,000 rand. The organization says this case, along with a separate alleged tender fraud matter, also reported by Rantsofu, underscores the critical role whistleblowers play in exposing corruption. Outers Ali Gule has reiterated the organization's call for a coordinated approach to protecting whistleblowers.
We are very concerned that the working environment is still not conducive for various people to stand up against any wrongdoing. One death is too many.
Van Rienen's case has been postponed to the 13th of August for further investigation. Eyewitness News.
There's mixed reaction to the Reserve Bank's decision to keep the repo rate unchanged at 7%. Governor Lesotho Kganyago made it clear yesterday that monetary policy is guided by where inflation is headed rather than where it is now. Economist Johan Els says this reflects a central bank that is looking beyond June's inflation rising to 5%.
It was clear that the Reserve Bank is clearly forward-thinking. The governor actually said they can't do anything about the June inflation number. That is in the past. That means they're forward-thinking.
Economist Simon Schaefer says the decision shouldn't be mistaken for a shift towards lower borrowing costs. Instead, argues the MPC remains firmly focused on keeping inflation under control.
The MPC appears comfortable that interest rates are already at a level that should help bring inflation down over time. The decision, therefore, is best seen as a hawkish hold rather than the start of a rate cutting cycle.
And while fires fanned by scorching temperatures and strong winds have swept through parts of Western Europe, this has triggered a state of emergency in the Spanish capital region and prompting France to seek aid from the European Union. French authorities have ordered thousands of tourists on the southwestern Atlantic coast out of campsites and holiday homes. 3 firefighters have been killed in southern Europe as southern Europe endures more severe heat, with temperatures topping 40 degrees in some areas. A fine Friday in store for Gauteng. The temperatures are at lows of 4 and 8 degrees, peaking at highs between 20 and 23.
And in the traffic, we've got delays in Germiston along the N3 North. An accident reported right near the Geldenhuys interchange is causing delays. There's also an accident seen in the Soweto area, Orlando. This is right along Klipspruit Valley Road, right near the Soweto Highway Circle, causing delays.
The top story this hour. The IEC has extended the deadline for the submission of public comments on its proposed code of conduct on disinformation.
In the 1960s, Douglas Engelbart had a thought. What if you could jump from one idea to another with just a click? That question led him to pioneer how hypertext would work. And this laid the foundation of how we navigate the internet today. See, whether you're reinventing the future or building something new, you need the right foundations to start. At Ex-Nihilo, we give you the right foundation to host your big idea. Ex-Nihilo, trusted in hosting.
When 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk happens this Sunday, we want to make your day as seamless as possible with a park and shuttle service. So the color of your wristband contained in your walk number pack corresponds with your designated collection points and grants you access onto the shuttle. Monte Casino is red, Greenstone Shopping Centre is green, Clearwater is blue, Gold Reef City Casino is white. Make sure you are at your designated pickup point at least 30 minutes before your intended departure time. Shuttle buses will depart from all park and shuttle pickup points every 30 minutes starting at 5:30 p.m. See you at the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk. Babize Bonke, hosted by the City of Johannesburg.
Do you have a car you like to sell, but don't trust your uncle or your pal? Then we buy cars, it's just for you. Buying cars is what we do. We offer service with a smile. We always go the extra mile. Use a place that you trust and sell your car to us.
We Buy Cars, the easiest way to sell your car by far.
What's the first name you think of when I say office printers? Nashua, right? We've been supporting businesses with printers for over 50 years. But did you know we also offer other technology to enable your business? From world-class phone systems to PCs and laptops, business-grade internet and secure cloud storage. all the latest tech to keep your business connected. Nashua. More than print.
702
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Good morning, good morning. For me, it has to be Ituba by Demtuda. I'm going to attempt to sing it. Just the chorus. Sinigi wituba loguba sipilimpilo zethu zonke. Hey guys, please go listen to the song. It's called Ituba. Best song ever. It will pick up your mood. I'm not even Zulu, but I just love this song and I know exactly what they're saying there.
Good morning, Bongles and the team. Happy Friday. My Get Up and Go song is A Proud Mary by Tina Turner and Ike. Just that part where it says, "Big wheel keep on turning. Ooh, Proud Mary keep on burning. And we're rolling, 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 yeah." Oh, yeah, I know. You must know I'm having a good day if I'm having that song on blast. Bonga at Waterfall.
It's a Friday, Bongani Bongani, the 72 lenders. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My hype song is by Michael Jackson, The Lady in My Life. Thank you.
Morning, Bongani and the team. For me, it's Lucy Safi. Also, Lira. There is this song, Something Inside So Strong.
Yo, Bongani, my hype up. Maybe it's not a song per se, as we say now, but when there used to be a guy on 702, I think his name was Bongani. He used to start the day with, "Let's kick the tires and..." However, he doesn't do that anymore, my friend. All right. Thank you. From Rustenburg.
Yeah, the less said about that, the less likely I'll be in trouble.
EWN Sport.
Guys, I'll tell you what, with the Commonwealth Games underway, many teams will need a Hype Me Up song. How did Team South Africa do?
We're doing great. It started last night, the opening ceremony. And our flag bearers, Bridget Herselman and baton bearer Sean Williams, leading the team into the games.
South Africa. Here comes South Africa. He had his best ever medal haul when the games were last in Glasgow in 2014. Smaller squad this time, less sports, but expectation of medals in track and field and the swimming. A strong para-athletic squad too, especially in wheelchair basketball.
So Team South Africa's campaign opened in the Lawn Bowls yesterday. Wayne Rittmiller winning his opening game and is back in action today, as well as the women's doubles. They lost their opener. South Africans in action today in swimming, boxing and the men's gymnastics. Banyana midfielder Robin Mudeli Salgado returns to the national side after a 3-year break. She stepped away from international football to take care of her mental well-being. WAFCON starts Sunday night with Banyana's opener on Monday against Tanzania.
Yeah, super exciting being back, feeling welcomed again and playing again with my old teammates. And just being back in the WAFCON setup. Yeah, obviously we can't take any team lightly. We're doing our homework, we're preparing for each team and we're taking it each game as it comes.
Department of Sport, Art and Culture will ensure that the men's and women's national hockey teams participate at their respective World Cups in August. Minister Gator McKenzie announcing a R3 million pledge in financial assistance to the SA Hockey Association for costs which the players were expected to pay themselves. On the weekend, women's player Antile Zulu posted on social media that players were expected to pay close to 70,000 rand for their own kits and to get themselves to the World Cup. The National Hockey Association resorts to crowdfunding on public platforms. This outraged the sports fraternity as the Department of Sport had just publicly spent 31 million rand on its own staff and fans to go watch the FIFA World Cup in Mexico. For the full story, you can go to ewn.co.za. And in cricket, India beating Zimbabwe by 7 wickets in the first T20, chasing down 126 in just 13 overs. Vibo with 50 off 19. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
Uncertainty is rising, but your business still has to deliver. Production targets need to be met. And when your workforce is out of balance, the cost is immediate. Too many employees, costs climb. Too few, productivity drops. Workforce Staffing helps businesses stay in control with flexible workforce solutions deployed within 48 hours nationwide. When demand changes, your workforce can change with it. Visit workforcestaffing.co.za. Stay productive, stay flexible, stay in control.
As a business owner, you need business insurance that delivers when it's time to claim. The Ombudsman, an independent body that rules on complaints, confirmed in their 2025 annual report that OUTsurance had the lowest overturned ratio of complaints received. That's service you can trust. Switch today and you could get a massive 20% discount on your business insurance premium. Get a quote now. Visit outsurance.co.za or call 08600 60,000. OUTsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP. T's, C's, and information online.
Welcome to Nando's Taste-Demonials. It's the flavor! Real reviews by real people. Nadine from Belito is no scallop, but she did call the flame-grilled half chicken in Nando's unique peri-peri recipe with a single side of your choice for $125 dope. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, sorry. Relax, Nadine. The only thing we're busting here is your hunger. Okay? Nando's. Oh, what a place.
Since its establishment in 1990, thousands of successful leaders in the legal profession have walked through the doors of the Law Society of South Africa's School for Legal Practice. Not only do we promote professional training, but our lead schools across the country provide training in over 25 learning programs. For the best practical vocational training course for future leaders, come to LEAD. Visit our website on lssalead.org.za. LEAD, your #1 school for legal education.
Coming up in the next hour, What's the Question? Brought to you by OUTsurance. 3,000 Rand in cash is up for grabs. Send us an answer based on something that piqued your interest during the show. For that, you'll win $1,000. Simply WhatsApp us your name and the answer to 072 702 1702. A little later, someone else will ask a question to win 2,000 Rand. Now, you always stand a better chance of being selected if you've SMS'd out to OUTsurance to get a quote. So do it now. SMS out to 45142 and you could save on your car insurance.
The Brainy Kids of the Whiz Quiz.
On 702.
Good morning. My name is Letu Ndebele. I'm 11 years old and I would like to be a doctor when I grow up. I am happy to play the Whiz Quiz with Uncle Bongani.
Welcome to Nando's Taste-Demonials. It's the flavor! Real reviews by real people. Nico from Kailami is in touch with his emotions. So when we asked about the Nando's peri-peri half chicken and a single side for only $125, he said,
I'm sad. I finished it.
Ah, Nikos, ungawari. Because this chicken season has more episodes. Nando's. Oh, what a place.
Sunday, 26 July, celebrating the iconic rhythm that makes Joburg a city like no other. The 702 Josie, my Josie, walk the talk. This epic walk through the inner city will come together with some of our favorite artists. Babalwa M, Lebza, The Villain, Vibuhle, Nomfundo Mo, Sam Deep, Citizen Deep, and Manana. So you'll take the scenic route, but join us for an afternoon of fun and relaxation. 702 Josie, my Josie, walk the talk.
Mama Million here, and yes, I am a millionaire. Did you know the total number of Powerball winners in June are 4,001,000? Listen carefully. 4,152,822, and the total prize money won is over 530 million rand. So play Powerball and catch live draws on Tuesdays and Fridays at 9 p.m. The National Lottery. More plays, more chances, more millions. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The National Lottery is officially operated by Sizakai.
702.
Coming up at 7:15, the big interview.
EWN Traffic.
12 to 7, this EWN Traffic brought to you by OUTsurance. SMS out to 45142 now. You could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 Rand. There's a crash on the N3 North, Amo?
Yeah, that's correct, Bongani. It's in the Germiston area. It's causing about a 20-minute hold-up coming out of the Elands interchange towards Van Buren Road. Also, on this same route, we've got roadworks that regularly take place here. So please be on the lookout there and expect delays and be patient if you already find yourself in this backlog. And then, of course, if you're traveling on the Mark 1 North, peak time delays between Boyson's Road and Carr Street. In Soweto, that accident we spoke about earlier along Klipspruit Valley Road towards the Soweto Highway Circle has been cleared, but traffic remains heavily backed up, so please be patient there as well. I'll have more updates coming up.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Clever excuses for being late, number 93. The GPS language setting mysteriously changed to Greek. Fortunately, with the OutSurance pointsman on the roads, you no longer have to come up with creative excuses for being late. The OutSurance pointsmen have been easing traffic congestion so we all get to where we need to be quickly and safely for the past 20 years. With OutSurance, you really always get something out. In partnership with 702, OutSurance is a licensed insurer in the FSP.
Remember the time your soul felt alive? Or the last time music moved you so deeply you didn't want it to end? That feeling is coming back. We're inviting you to come and experience some iconic soul performances. This is at the Standard Bank. This is at the Sandton Convention Center, the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz, the 25th to the 26th of September. Angelique Kijo, Melanie Skoltz, Floetry, Tandiswa Mazwai, Africa Mkize, Ibrahim Malouf. It's just going to be absolutely amazing. Jazz Reignited. Get your weekend pass now via Ticketmaster.
Do you know what our problem is?
We have a problem?
You're a little clingy.
Clingy?
Every time I start getting somewhere, you want me.
But I need you.
You can't have all of me. I need a little room to grow.
So what are you saying?
Put me in a Nedbank 32-day notice account. Give me some time. I'll come back better. Open a Nedbank 32-day notice account on the Money app and bank your money this July savings month. Go to nedbank.co.za. See money differently. Nedbank. We are licensed FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Find your next design obsession at Decorex Joburg. From the 30th of July to the 2nd of August, the Sandton Convention Center becomes the destination for the latest in decor and design. Explore over 450 exhibitors across 5 levels, inspiring talks and live demos, plus the property show by Private Property. Download the Decorex app and plan your visit today. Decorex Joburg, 30th July to 2nd August. Tickets at decorex.co.za and at the door. Who is the whizziest of them all?
It's the Whiz Quiz on 702.
Let's play the Whiz Quiz. Contestants must be aged 10 to 13 to play. 10,000 Rand is up for grabs if you get all 10 questions correct. Otherwise, it's $100 for each one answered correctly. Letukuhle is our 11-year-old contestant who wants to be a doctor, I'm told. Letukuhle, why do you want to become a doctor?
I'd like to become a doctor because I like helping people.
Well, let's see if we can help you. Letukuhle, and give you some money, hey?
Yes.
Oh, all right. KG, start the clock. What vitamin is formed when the sun shines on your skin? Is it vitamin D or is it vitamin U?
Vitamin D.
Correct. The country Canada is a part of which continent?
North America.
Correct. What is 6 times 6?
36.
Correct. Which country landed the first man on the moon? Was it the USA or South Africa?
USA.
Correct. Which word means abandon? Retain or discard?
Discard.
Correct. Who is the captain of the Argentina football team? Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Correct. What process turns a caterpillar into a butterfly?
The life cycle.
Metamorphosis. What is the national flower of South Africa?
The protea.
Correct. What type of fish is Nemo from the movie Finding Nemo?
A clownfish.
Correct. Spell the word fantasy.
F.
We ran out of time. We simply ran out of time. Really, really credible round for you there, Letukuhle. Dr. Letukuhle, you walk away with 800 Rand.
The Brainy Kids of the Whiz Quiz
On 702.
702.
The Political Desk.
7 to 7, let's look at the political week that was. And so much of our politics, of course, is embroiled in lawfare. Matters that perhaps could be resolved politically are sometimes in the courts. And at times, our politicians are accused of very serious wrongdoing. Alton Hart is a legal expert at the University of Johannesburg's Law Clinic and joins us now to review really essentially a week in the courts. A very good morning to you and thank you for your time.
Good morning, Bongani, and good morning to your listeners.
All right, let's start with perhaps a case that many of us have sort of forgotten about slightly. It's off our radar at least. This is now the corruption trial of the former Speaker of the National Assembly, Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula. And that is now underway. And based on what has been presented so far, does it appear that the state has a strong case?
Bongani, I would say there is suggestions that there is a possibility that she would be found guilty, but it's very early because you're still sitting on the first witness, and this witness still needs to be cross-examined. So it might look sometimes the witness comes strong out of the block, but under cross-examination, then they fold. Then you say, again, we have to go back to the drawing board and see how can we now reconstruct or resuscitate a case.
I mean, it ebbs and flows as it does in, criminal matters, as you suggest. Things look rosy when evidence is being laid and then, of course, can fall apart upon cross-examination. One of the key players, I think, in all of this is IDAC's investigator, Brian Padiachi, whom, of course, you will have seen at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry being questioned. Given that record there, are there at least eyebrows to be raised that he was one of the investigators in the Mapisa Ngakula matter?
No, indeed. Obviously, already it speaks to his credibility, because if you say if a person behaves in a certain way, it means that this is not his first rodeo. So one starts looking at it with a magnifying glass to say, listen here, did this fella play by the book? Did he follow all protocol procedures? And if he was actually objective, fair, transparent, and open in his investigation in how he conducted certain things, did he actually work according to his mandate, or was it again some interference or abuse of his office at that point in time?
And let's talk about the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. I mean, no matter how you look at it, Advocate Andrea Johnson, the head of IDAC, her reputation has been severely bruised.
Bongani, in cricket terms, and I know you love cricket, that is like where you say somebody's reputation has been hit for a six. So going backwards and forwards, and then actually now conceding and actually informing us that she actually lied to Parliament. She actually withheld information when she was testifying at ad hoc, and I've actually watched that, and you see two different testimonies. Then you ask yourself, was this not using your office to actually weaponize it politically against a specific individual within the law enforcement agency? And I cannot say that I don't think that at this point in time. I think that there was some weaponizing it, and politically for political motives, and not really that there was a criminal element, and actually putting Brigadier Mokwele through so much pain and suffering at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, that was the initial complaint that Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi made, was that IDAC was acting beyond its mandate. We now see that that's precisely what might have been the case, based at least on the evidence of Andrea Johnson. What happens next, do you think? I mean, she, has testified, and what happens next for her, do you think?
I think what now needs to happen, the NDPP should now actually start internal disciplinary processes against her, because there's clear evidence, because it's under oath, that she did something that she was not supposed to do. And now you can see she's also trying to shift the blame to say, to my team. But eventually, you are still the head of IDAC. You still have the oversight duty. So you can't be blaming your team. You should be. So they should be actually looking at disciplining her internally. But I feel even there is something that one can actually looking at, maybe going for a criminal allegation against her for defeating the ends of justice, because here you have this allegations with Khan that she's saying already she's not going to talk about it, but just her own handling and her reasoning and what she used to actually charge Brigadier Mokwele. That in itself can maybe constitute defeating the ends of justice.
And the big story, of course, today we may find out what the courts have to say about the president's impeachment process in Parliament.
No, indeed, the president day-to-day, but for me, I think this is actually a futile exercise, because the Constitutional Court already ruled back then to say there must be an impeachment committee. Now, the president, the best case scenario for him is the High Court might come and say, we are going to give you maybe an extension till September. But already that is a slippery slope for the High Court to actually make such an order, because the Apex Court says this must happen. And the mere fact that the Speaker of Parliament said she will abide, I think that was like actually a bad move on the Speaker's part, because you are the institution. You don't need to say, I'm going to abide. You know what the rules is. You know what the Constitution dictates. And But obviously, I feel like the president, there's an uphill battle here. He won't get that interdict that completely stops this impeachment process. If he does, then there's a serious problem here.
Well, the court said unless and until, and that might be what it all hinges on. Appreciate your time. Legal expert at the University of Johannesburg's Law Clinic, Alton Hart.
7:02.
Coming up, the big interview.
The big interview, of course, focuses on the PIC. The Public Investment Corporation seems to be in certainly a crisis. Yesterday, the news that Deputy Finance Minister David Masondo had resigned as a chairperson. There's now some speculation about who comes in next. The Mail and Guardian says they've got information that it could be the Deputy Trade, Industry and Competition Minister Zuko Golimpi. Further questions are being raised about how the board of the PIC should be constituted in the first instance, and certainly who should chair it. Some proposals are on the table. Will there be any change? Up next, we speak to the acting CEO of the PIC.
This is EWN.
Will the president win the fight to stall his possible impeachment? And David Masondo steps down from crisis-hit PIC. Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. The High Court in the Western Cape is set to hand down judgment this morning in the interdict application of President Cyril Ramaphosa to delay Parliament's impeachment proceedings against him. In 2 days of arguments last week, his legal counsel argued that he would suffer irreparable harm and be humiliated if he were subjected to malicious allegations because of a flawed impeachment report. Ramaphosa wants the Section 89 inquiry be halted pending a review of the independent panel report that has given rise to the inquiry. Lindsay Dentlinger has more.
While Parliament's impeachment committee forges ahead to finalise the terms of reference for the inquiry and to make more nominations by today's deadline for an evidence leader, the outcome of today's court proceedings could impact the unfolding process. A major sticking point currently under consideration by the committee is whether the president should be compelled to testify in his impeachment inquiry. Committee chairperson Makashule Garner says a legal opinion is being sought to guide the committee.
If the president might choose not to testify, what are the options that are available to the committee so that those two clauses in the terms of reference are properly clarified?
Last week, the African Transformation Movement's legal counsel, Anton Katz, told the court the horse had already bolted and the court could not stop a parliamentary process that's already in motion. But representing the president, advocate Vim Trengo, said Ramaphosa has rights, like all citizens, to be protected in law from malicious prosecution. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News.
David Masondo has resigned as the chairperson of the Public Investment Corporation ahead of a shareholder meeting scheduled by Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana. The resignation comes as the PIC battles one of its biggest governance crises in its history. In a statement, Masondo says he's stepping down in the interest of the country, the stability of the PIC, and the confidence of the millions of South Africans whose retirement savings are managed by the state asset manager. But Masondo, who also serves as the country's deputy finance minister, insists that investigations into governance failures at the PIC must continue and not be quietly abandoned. Anelita Fandese has more.
David Masondo's resignation comes just 4 days before a shareholder meeting called by Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana, where the minister was expected to remove Masondo and the remaining non-executive directors from the board. The move follows weeks of turmoil at Africa's largest asset manager. The crisis began earlier this month when PIC Chief Executive Patrick Dlamini and Chief Investment Officer August van Heerden were suspended following whistleblower allegations linked to a 411 million rand payment involving Lanseria Airport shareholder Acapulco Trade and Invest. The allegations, which has also sparked legal action and an investigation by the Financial Sector Conduct Authority. 6 non-executive directors have already resigned. Masondo says the whistleblower allegations, the Lanseria Airport investment and related legal matters must be allowed to run their full course, with some cases due before the High Court next week. Anelita Fandese, Eyewitness News.
Head of the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption, Andrea Johnson, has been exposed for lying under oath to Parliament. Johnson conceded at the Madlanga Commission yesterday that she gave incorrect information when she appeared before Parliament's ad hoc committee last November. The committee was set up to investigate claims of political and criminal interference into the country's law enforcement systems. Tabiso Goba has more.
The Madlanga Commission has been trying to determine whether there was any undue motivation behind IDEC's decision to probe senior crime intelligence officers. IDEC's probe was kick-started by a complaint laid at its door by National Coloured Congress Member of Parliament Fadil Adams in November 2024. When IDEC head Andrea Johnson appeared before Parliament's ad hoc committee, she said she only became aware of Adams' complaints in the middle of December 2024. However, this was a lie, as documents show she knew before and immediately after Adams laid the complaints. Testifying at the Madlanga Commission yesterday, Johnson says this was an honest mistake. However, co-commissioner Sibaloyi wasn't having that excuse.
It's improbable that you did not remember that you received this in November already, before the middle of December. In fact, here you say middle December. We know it's much earlier that you are actioning and signing those documents for people to be investigated.
Some members of Parliament have already said they will be opening perjury charges against Johnson. Tabiso Goba, Eyewitness News.
A new witness is expected to take the stand in the attempted murder trial of alleged crime boss Vusmuzi Cat Matlala. It comes a day after the High Court in Johannesburg postponed the state's first witness who testify about an alleged hit on taxi boss Joseph Banyoni, which Matlala is accused of orchestrating in 2022. Matlala and his four co-accused face a total of 25 charges, including attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder. The state's second witness, Private Security Officer Christian Frederick Shepherd, will begin his testimony this morning and is expected to include a trial within a trial. Dimakato Leshoro has more.
Prosecutor Advocate Elise Leroux told the court Shepherd will testify about events leading up to the arrest of accused number 1, Musa Kekana. She says the latter portion of his evidence will deal with Kekana's arrest, which the state believes should be heard in a trial within a trial because the defense intends challenging its admissibility. Kekana was arrested in April 2023 alongside his alleged accomplices, disgraced police detective Michael Puletao and Diego Mabusela, who is accused number 2 in this case. They were arrested in connection with the alleged murder of Vereniging engineer Amal Swart. Kekana's lawyer, Advocate Rian Gesing, told the court the defense will dispute the circumstances of the arrest, alleged utterances made during and after the arrest, the search and seizure of items, and digital evidence later obtained. Gesing is expected to argue the evidence was obtained in a manner that violated Kekana's constitutional rights and that its admission would render the trial unfair and be detrimental to the administration of justice. Dimakato Leshoro, Eyewitness News.
Gold is trading at $4,031.76 an ounce. The rand is at 16.83 to the dollar, 22.40 to the pound, 19.15 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $100.97 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got delays in Soweto along Klipspruit Valley Road between Bela Street and the Soweto Highway Circle. This is due to an earlier accident. But then if you're heading towards Roodepoort, do expect another accident, which is causing delays on the N1 North right after Albertina Sisulu Road.
And in your sport, Commonwealth Games opened last night, and today Team South Africa competes in swimming, gymnastics, bowls and boxing. And Banyana gearing up for their opening WAFCON match with Tanzania on Monday night.
A fine Friday in store for Gauteng. The temperatures will peak at highs between 20 and 23 degrees. The top story in EW and the Sawa, the High Court in the Western Cape is set to hand down judgment this morning in the interdict application of President Cyril Ramaphosa to delay Parliament's impeachment proceedings against him.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
What happens next to the president? He's argued, of course, that if this proceeding in Parliament continues, this will do irreparable harm to his reputation. In fact, he would be humiliated if he was subjected to questioning of members of Parliament. Why do we have the separation of powers? Why do we have lawmakers in Parliament having oversight over the executive? Isn't it precisely for this reason? that they get to ask the uncomfortable questions? Which way do you think the Western Cape High Court will go?
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Big story overnight is the resignation of the Deputy Finance Minister David Masondo from the PIC as the chairperson. He says he's doing so in the interests of stability and to protect the confidence, or at least protect confidence in the institution. Remember, the PIC manages more than 3 million rand in assets on behalf of public servants and other state funds. I think, in fact, it's closer now to 4 trillion rand. It was on this day in 2005, Lance Armstrong crossed the finish line to claim what looked like an untouchable 7th consecutive Tour de France title. After surviving testicular cancer, he became a symbol of determination and hope around the world. But years later, investigators uncovered a sophisticated doping program, and in 2012, he was stripped of all 7 titles. A story that began as inspiration, ending up as one of the biggest scandals in sporting history. I asked you earlier, how much sleep do you need every night? What's the minimum? What's the minimum you can cope with? The Japanese Prime Minister has sparked debate after she admitted she functions most days on only 3 hours of sleep. She posted on X that since taking office in October 2025, she's been surviving on that much sleep. And in fact, she spoke about a rare public holiday weekend where she managed to get a luxurious 5 hours sleep. That was for her the rare exception. She spends most of her nights reading official documents, preparing for parliamentary questions, handling household tasks, and so she's got her days consumed, she says. The most famous breakup song ever? What would that be for you? Or what's your ultimate breakup song? Not this one?
This has got to be the saddest day of my life. I called you here today for a bit of bad news. I won't be able to see you anymore because of my obligations and the ties that you have. We've been meeting here every day. And since this is our last day together, I want to hold you.
Just one more time.
When you turn and walk away, don't look back.
Oh, man. Let's just kiss and say goodbye.
Let's just kiss.
Here we go.
And say goodbye.
I had to meet you here today. It went to number 1 on this day in 1976. The Manhattans, Kiss and Say Goodbye. Number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100. 50 years later, it remains one of the greatest slow jams to ever be recorded.
702. Up next,
The Big Interview.
EWN Traffic.
12 after 7, the CWN Traffic brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 Rand. Amo?
Well, Bongani, we've got delays on the N1 South. This is just as you come out of the Brockfontein interchange. That's due to an accident. Please be on the lookout there. It's causing about a 20-minute holdup. And staying in the City of Tshwane area, we've got delays as well along the intersection of Irene and Elmay Drive. This is due to peak time delays. There's also queuing traffic reported heading towards Roodepoort. This is along the N1 North coming out of 14th Avenue. It's due to an accident there. Please approach with care. More updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
This winter, the price to refill your gas heater may have gone up along with everything else, but if you switch to Outsurance, you could actually drop your car insurance premium. Save big like 58-year-old Loretta, who saves a whopping 479 Rand a month on her 2017 BMW 320. Don't pay more than you need to. Get a quote to switch and save with Outsurance today. SMS out to 45142. That's out to 45142. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP. T's, C's, and information online.
Success doesn't wait. It doesn't copy. It doesn't ask permission. It moves. Powered by 125 kilowatts of turbocharged performance, 270 Newton meters of torque, and a 7-speed DCT transmission. Designed with electrically adjustable front seats, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and an 8-speaker Sony sound system. The new Jetour Dashing. Success looks different from 429,900. Get behind the wheel today.
Elevate your flying experience with Lift Premium. Enjoy even more space, comfort, and convenience with priority boarding, extra baggage allowance, and complimentary lounge access. Visit lift.co.za today.
Hi, this is Teko Modise, Hollywood Bet's brand ambassador. Be a winner who knows when it's time for a timeout and play responsibly. If you or someone you know needs help, call the South African Responsible Gambling Toll-Free Counseling Line on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No person under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop.
Johannesburg is a city on the move. And as a founding partner of Jozi My Jozi, Anglo American is proud to support fellow Joburgers this Sunday as the city unites for the 702 Jozi My Jozi Walk the Talk. 702 Weekend Breakfast with Gogs Mhlungu will also be there live. So tune in this Sunday from 6 a.m. and experience the vibrancy of the inner city with Jozi's partner Anglo American, mining potential, building beyond on 702.
I'm ready to rock this talk.
More on primemediaplus.com.
702.
The Big Interview
with Bongani Bingwa.
16 hours after 7, on to this news overnight, of course, is the resignation of David Masondo as the chairperson of the Public Investment Corporation. It comes as the PIC faces one of its biggest governance crises in history. The PIC, as you will know, manages over 3 trillion rand in state employee pension assets, and it's been rocked by a leadership crisis. Following a whistleblower report, the CEO, Patrick Dlamini, has been suspended. Several board members have exited, as has Dr. Masondo. And it also comes as the Financial Sector Conduct Authority has launched its own governance investigation. Now, the CFO, Bathandwa Damoy, has been appointed the acting CEO and joins us now. A very good morning to you, and thank you for your time.
Good morning, Bongani.
I suppose, firstly, any comment on the resignation of Dr. Masondo? That's the big story overnight. How much of a leadership crisis does this indicate about the PIC at the moment?
Well, Bongani, yes, that's correct. You know, the PIC is dealing with a serious governance dispute at board and shareholder level, and there is no value in minimizing the seriousness of this situation. We have also just learned last night of the resignation as well of our chair, Dr. Masondo. But 2 things are true at the same time with regards to what is going on, and that there are matters that are dealt through the shareholder, and they will be done through the proper processes. And we also, as you have mentioned, this includes the FSCA investigation that was announced. But there's also the day-to-day business of managing the client's assets, and that continues without interruption. And that is where my responsibility is. We say that the client,
Yeah, I suppose we're here in part. Quite apart from the CEO suspension, the office of the Chief Investment Officer being on, being off, a third one this year also exiting, board members leaving. This serious crisis is also because the PIC has been found wanting over high-risk, unvetted and poorly structured transactions.
Well, this is a serious moment, of course, in the institutions. I would not really trade in the labels, because what matters right now is what we do next. The process is underway. They exist precisely so that we can resolve all these issues. And in the meantime, I continue to say that the portfolios are managed and the clients are serviced. We continue to report on the deadline. And I hear you with regards to the transactions, and we can deliberate on that.
I mean, ultimately, the point is many of the people listening to us now are the clients on whose behalf you execute your duties. Their retirement savings for them are on the line here. There are many teachers who are listening to us right now, nurses, police officers, members of the civil service. And what they really want to know from you is, are their retirement savings safe?
I can say that, yes, without a doubt. And I have to also remind that most of us are here in these positions because of these hard-earned savings from the civil servants, and I am one of them. So the client funds are invested under the mandates that are set by the clients themselves. And overwhelmingly, this is in the listed and the liquid instruments. And they are entirely separate from the PIC corporate affairs. And that's where the governance disputes are happening. And so these do not touch the custody or the management of these client assets. So as you're talking of the nurse, of the policemen, they continue to get paid when they retire. And that is what we make sure happens.
But there's no denying that we've seen systematic vulnerabilities being exposed. I mean, the recurrence of whistleblower reports, the departures as we've discussed, all of them raise doubts about whether what we should have learned from the Mpati Commission has in fact been put into practice.
Well, in regards to the Mpati Commission, I would say we have implemented the recommendations that had been there. And most of them that relate to PIC, we certainly have done that, which include the investment processes being improved on due diligence, on issues of valuation, and ensuring that the committee approvals apply. So that process, we believe has happened. But there were those matters that were reserved for the authorities, which those matters were actually reported to those authorities. So as far as PIC and its implementation in strengthening the processes, that I believe we have done, and we continue to report on it.
The Financial Sector Conduct Authority investigation is going to go through the PIC with a fine-tooth comb. I mean, you know, the investigators do have statutory authority to compel you to produce records, internal comms. They will interrogate all key personnel. They'll summon witnesses, execs. There'll be searches and seizures if necessary. They will get to the bottom of this. Do you welcome the probe?
Absolutely. We do. And we hope it happens and quickly. FSCA must exercise its mandate independently. And as PIC, we respect that. So as we've already been requested, we have furnished the FSCA with the information, and we continue to cooperate as long as they run this investigation. So we definitely welcome this.
This issue of this Apacalpo deal and the Lanseria matter, I mean, that's what's led to the suspension of the permanent CEO. What is your response in terms of what's been in the media about all of this? I mean, this will certainly impact public confidence in the PIC.
Yeah, no, I do understand why you would ask that, but I'm not going to characterize this matter as it's under the independent investigation. The allegations and the counter allegations, those will be settled in the proper due process. What I can tell you is that the process is real and it has timelines, and we should wait to see the outcome from that.
If we're talking about the process, as you mentioned, rigor is the question that people will raise, and the issues that have seen the PIC leadership, for example, coming before Parliament, having to answer questions in terms of methodologies and fiduciary oversight and board sign-offs. All of these things, once again, place a lot of concern from the members, on whose behalf you act. What's your assurance to the public? I mean, in this interim period, for example, what would your immediate priorities be?
Well, you're quite right, but I just wanted to also touch on the fact that these investments that you talk about, they are in the unlisted portfolio, which is less than 5%. And as you can imagine, under the developmental and unlisted investing, it carries its own risk all around the world. And some of these investments will fail. But we can assure you that as long as we've priced these investments correctly, we've monitored them, we've acted when things go wrong at the right time. And that's what we have done.
All right, let's talk about those failures then. How much has the Government Employees Pension Fund lost in the past few years from failed PIC investments?
We have been very transparent with that. We have reported in Parliament as well. I think recently you would have seen the report by the Minister. And some of this information, Bongani, is public. But as I tell you, I mean, if you're managing the portfolio in its own totality, I think that's what you would have to look at.
Sure, I accept your explanation about the total amount of assets, but we can neither say that the amounts that have been lost have been negligible, and as you say, it's public information, so give me the figure. How much has the pension fund lost in recent years from failed investments?
As I say, can I talk in totality of the portfolio itself rather than the specifics? Because we have seen, honestly, rather you ask me that specific investment you would like maybe that I deal with, as it is legacy investments for me.
I want to hear you. You see, you want to talk about the totalities. I'm giving you a chance to give me that.
In terms of the totalities, I can tell you since inception that the portfolio has invested, and this is the unlisted, about 165 billion. And of that, 196 has been repaid. So that is 1.3 times of the money that has been invested and we got back. So that is why I'm saying in terms of the specifics, we do acknowledge, and that has been presented in public.
Sure. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to get to is that even where losses have been, they're not negligible. Isibaya, for example, what was it? 18 billion rand of unlisted ventures, the capital entirely wiped out. That's not something to be sniffed at.
That is correct. We have had the losses and you coming up with the amounts. And some of these investments, because we are going through the liquidation process, we have referred them for litigation purposes. And also we are looking at business rescue. It becomes difficult to say that has been lost in completely.
How are you going to steady this ship?
So the focus is really to ensure that the portfolio management is continuing. We also want to support our employees. As you can imagine, they have been very uncomfortable with all that has been happening at the leadership stage. But again, the investment, the PIC is not about one individual. It is an institution. So we believe that very soon it's going to turn around. It has gone through these turbulent times before. So mine is to ensure that our day-to-day management continues.
Let's talk about one individual. Do you want the top job?
Oh, no. My focus is really not on the title. My task is right now is stewardship, and that is to keep the institution steady and hand it over in the good order when the board and the shareholders conclude on this process. So if you talk of acting leaders who start campaigning, I don't know, that just stops being useful at all. I do have a full-time job, and I intend to continue to do it well when all this settles, Bongani.
Batando Damoy, appreciate your time. The acting chief executive officer, the permanent CFO at the Public Investment Corporation.
EWN Business.
Ooh, a stay of execution on interest rates. Mutao Horipe, elevated interest rates though hitting the property market.
Yeah, data released by Uber Home Loans shows that bond applications dropped by 1.7% year on year. South Africa's property sector has been hit by higher interest rates, rising fuel costs, and global uncertainty. The value of bonds applied for increased by 4%. The average house price grew by 4.2% to 1.7 million rand. Uber Home Loans says the higher interest rates have slowed down affordability for consumers and not necessarily demand for houses. So there's still appetite for those looking to buy. It's just at what price?
The markets?
Well, in regular trading, the Dow Jones dropped more than 500 points yesterday, around 1% for its fifth negative day in 6 days. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq had their worst one-day performances since June. In Asia this morning, Japan's Nikkei falling 2.7%, while the Topix slipped 1%. The Kospi also dropping more than 5% this morning. Back home, not much to write about. The JSE down more than 1,513 points yesterday. Industrials are lower by 1%. Banking stocks lower by 1.5%, with mining shares also down on the day. Some of the biggest losers included African Rainbow Minerals down 8%, Implats down 5%, Dischem was down 4%, as Clicks, Woolies and Pick n Pay, all those retailers are down 3% respectively. The rand this morning, 16 rand 82 against the US dollar, 19 rand 14 cents against the euro, and 22 rand 39 cents against the British pound. Price of gold is now down 0.5% at $4,029 an ounce, while platinum is at $1,583. Brent crude exactly $100 a barrel. More business after 8.
Time now to go straight to the Eyewitness News Desk. What do you have this morning, Sfisa Zulu?
Well, Bongani, following David Masondo's resignation as chairperson of the Public Investment Corporation, the entity says there's no value in minimizing the dire situation it is faced with. The PIC is battling one of the biggest governance crises in its history. Earlier this month, PIC CEO Patrick Dlamini and Chief Investment Officer August van Heerden were suspended following whistleblower allegations linked to a 411 million rand questionable payment. Masondo announced his resignation in a statement last night, saying it is in the interest of the country and the stability of the PIC. The PIC manages more than 3 trillion rand in assets on behalf of public sector clients, including the Government Employees Pension Fund. Speaking on 702 Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa this morning, PIC acting CEO Batando Damoy has assured that the retirement savings are safe.
The client funds are invested under the mandates that are set by the clients themselves. And overwhelmingly, this is in the listed and the liquid instruments. And they are entirely separate from the PIC corporate affairs. And that's where the governance disputes are happening. And so these do not touch the custody or the management of these client assets.
Pressure is mounting on IDEC head Andrea Johnson with a formal complaint now questioning her fitness to hold office. Non-profit organization Public Interest SA has asked the Legal Practice Council to investigate her conduct and wants her suspended, citing a series of damaging admissions she's made under oath at the Madlanga Commission. Johnson made several concessions during her evidence before the Commission, where she admitted to mistakes while executing her duties. Nkosikhona Malingamnisi has has more.
Among the admissions was that the investigating Directorate Against Corruption improperly solicited a Section 27 affidavit from National Coloured Congress leader Fidel Adams. This despite lacking the legal authority to solicit public complaints to initiate investigations. That affidavit formed part of the Directorate's investigation into alleged corruption surrounding the appointment of Brigadier Dineo Mukweli to crime intelligence. Public Interest SA has also cast doubt on Johnson's ethics over allegations that protected disclosures in a criminal complaint against Crime Intelligence Deputy Head Feroz Khan were unlawfully disclosed. The organization has also asked the State Security Agency to review Johnson's security clearance. Eyewitness News.
The DA in Johannesburg has accused the city of being too silent about a JMPD officer implicated in a multi-million rand gemstone theft. The officer, who testified as witness K at the Madlanga Commission, is currently out on bail for her alleged role in the crime. Witness K and suspended EMPD Chief Julius Mkhwanazi is accused of orchestrating the 2023 theft of precious gemstones from an apartment in Killarney. DA Councillor Solomon Maila says it's concerning that the city of Johannesburg is yet to take disciplinary action against her.
We hold the view that this officer should be placed on precautionary suspension pending the finalization of the disciplinary matter. The DA in the city of Johannesburg has written to Mayor Dadamarero to demand that disciplinary action be taken against witness K, a member of the Johannesburg Metropolitan Police Department who was implicated at the Madlanga Commission.
And researchers from Africa and Europe have launched a 46 million rand project led by Stellenbosch University to improve TB diagnosis using artificial intelligence. This initiative combines AI-powered chest X-ray screening with a simple finger prick blood test to help detect TB more accurately. The World Health Organization estimates that about 2.5 million of the 10.7 million new TB cases recorded globally each year go undiagnosed. Carlo Peterson takes a look.
Project coordinator Professor Stefanus Malherbe from Stellenbosch University says the goal is to make TB diagnosis faster, more accurate and more accessible, particularly in communities with limited healthcare services.
The hope is that combining these two tests will improve the accuracy and really push it over the line to make a big impact in the fight against TB.
Malherbe says early results show a 20% improvement in TB diagnosis compared to existing AI screening methods. Carlo Peterson, Eyewitness News.
A fine Friday in store for Gauteng. The temperatures will peak at highs between 20 and 23 degrees.
And in the traffic, we've got delays on the N1 South. That's in the Bryanston area, right as you approach Winnie Mandela Drive. Queuing traffic out of Rivonia Road. There's also queuing traffic in the south of Joburg on the N1 North. This is between the N12 exit and the Diepkloof interchange.
The top story this hour, following David Masondo's resignation as chairperson of the Public Investment Corporation, the entity says there's no value in minimizing the dire situation it is faced with.
Head to Dis-Chem for your best winter buys. Look out for the yellow label to enjoy bulk savings on Better Rewards brands. Swipe your Better Rewards card to save 108 Rand on 5 packs of Always Maxi Dreams 18-pack pads. Now only 166 Rand 49. Plus buy 2 Organics 1-litre shampoos or conditioners for only 144 Rand. Save 55 Rand. Valid until 9 August at Dis-Chem. Better health starts here.
This week on MasterChef South Africa, the competition takes one of its biggest turns yet. After weeks of pressure, eliminations, emotional goodbyes, Candice, Benji and Nkululeko finally step into the kitchen as the top 3. The finale feels close. The title, MasterChef South Africa, is almost within reach. 1 million rand. The prize is no longer just a dream. But just when they think they know where they stand, the judges reveal a massive mystery box and one major surprise.
This, your thrilling second chance challenge. There's an array of chilies in the pantry. Hot, dried, mild. The idea is that you balance flavor and heat in a beautifully balanced dish. The judges will be doing a blind tasting, so we do not know who will be cooking which dish. 45 minutes in an open pantry. And your time? Starts now.
Good luck.
Good luck. Go, guys.
Ha! Catch MasterChef South Africa this Sunday at 6 p.m. on ETV or stream it on EVOD at watchevod.co.za.
Do you ever get that wake up, dress up, show up kind of energy? Well, it's final voter registration weekend. On the 1st and 2nd of August from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., registration stations open across South Africa. So show up and register to vote in the upcoming local government elections. Call 0800 11 8000, visit elections.org.za or WhatsApp 0600 8800 for more info. This message is brought to you by the IEC.
What is your business here? You didn't start your business to play it safe. You took the leap, made the bold move, and now it's time to make the next one. This week, 702 and Budget Business Insurance are giving small businesses the chance to win their share of 100,000 Rand with the Budget BizBucks Bonanza. Enter on primemediaplus.com. Tell us about the boldest move you've ever made in your business and what your next one will be. Then get an obligation-free Budget Business Insurance quote. 702 Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa could call you. Budget Insurance is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's and C's apply.
Polar Ice Cream is bringing the lollies and all the jollies to the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk. So whether it's fitness, fun, or a close to your heart, Polar is there to cheer you on as you walk. Celebrate those special Polar moments at the finish line. From the much-loved milky pie and sandwich wafer to the unforgettable blue tongue bubblegum favorite, there's a treat waiting for everyone. Make every step count and reward yourself with a Polar Ice Cream at the finish. Polar Ice Cream, share the happiness.
702.
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Good morning, Bongani. Listening to your interview with the PIC, it's very concerning, and it's concerning because the money the PIC manages, it's not just about the civil servants' pensions. The thing is, the PIC manages such a huge amount of money that should the PIC fail, the impact it's going to have on the entire economy is so massive. It is so massive. And then to listen to this interview, it gives me no comfort. And then she even says this has happened before at the PIC. It cannot be allowed. Anything happens to the PIC, it's going to impact all of us, even those of us who don't have funds managed by the PIC. This cannot be allowed. She cannot just brush it aside like this. So I'm very concerned. Tsepo Soweto.
Hi, Bongani, Jenny G. Came into your interview quite late, but please God, this lady's not the head of the PIC. You ask her what her setting ship tactics will be, and she seems to have no answer. Is this the head? Oh, please God, I hope not.
Hey, good morning, Bongani there and the good team. You know, we have moved from Angazi to I don't remember, I don't recall. What's next? Thanks, Willie from Pretoria.
Morning, Bongani and the 702 land. The lady who I interviewing today, she's not giving confidence, man. We hear her, but we're just not sure whether to trust her or not. I feel like she's holding back, and which is concerning. Linda from Boksburg.
Bongani, good morning and the team. Hoy, I believe Bongani, you are on it again. Shame she doesn't have answers. She just answers her own questions. She poses her own questions and answers them. Hoy, Bongani, these people are so irresponsible, unaccountable, just waste public's money for their own benefit. Thanks, Bongani. Jonas here in Pretoria.
Hey, how's it, Bongani? How's it, 702 fam? Stephen here. I had to stop my preparations for the walk the talk to listen to that conversation with the PIC. There is so much going on here. I must say, a part of it really is structural. This is all about the unlisted investments, and they're always going to be controversial. And I think what we need now is a real change to the structure. I mean, so many people have made this point this week, but we just can't have a deputy finance minister as chair when the government is the shareholder. So the finance minister can basically tell them what to do, but it's not their money. It's workers' money. And that, for me, is really the issue. Workers need a lot more control over this because it's their money. You will talk more about it again tonight. I can guarantee you that on The Money Show. Check you later.
Spare thought, though, for the acting PIC CEO. You're caught between a rock and a hard place. I think it's fantastic that she came out and gave us the interview. But remember, a lot of what I'm posing to her were not decisions she would have made. And her response to them is limited because there are ongoing investigations, as she very clearly outlined. Some of this, as you heard from that voice note from Stephen Grootes, the host of The Money Show, is because of how the structure of the PIC works. That was one of the things that was raised, in fact, years ago. I think when Ruel Khoza left, he said, we've got to rethink this idea that the chair is always the deputy finance minister who, as you've heard, answers to the minister. So what chance does he have of saying no to his boss? And might that even be the reason David Masondo has resigned? None of those are really questions an acting CEO can answer, quite frankly. So I think let's bear a thought for somebody in that position. You're in an acting capacity. You're answering questions about decisions that were not made by you. You've got considerations around the shareholder and the people that are really, I suppose, the power behind the throne as you do this job to try to steady the ship. It's all complex, and we'll see what happens next. No doubt the finance minister will be weighing in on this in perhaps the hours or even days to come.
702.
What's the question?
What's the question is brought to you by Outsurance, a chance for you to win up to 3,000 Rand in cash. First, 1,000 Rand for the answer, and then a little later, 2,000 Rand if you can give us the question. SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, you can ask for 500 Rand. Today's answer comes from Norman in Boksburg. Norman, please give us today's answer.
It's 1976.
1976. And tell me, Norman, have you got yourself a quote from Outsurance?
I did send them a quote, Bongani.
Your biscuit, 1,000 Rand is coming your way, all thanks to 702 and Outsurance. Right, Norman says 1976 is the answer. What's the question? Call us if you know on 011 883 0702.
EWN Sport.
We're back in Glasgow, Cindy Paluta.
We are indeed. And the 2026 Commonwealth Games opened yesterday, so we've got stuff to watch all day. Yay! Team South Africa led into the opening ceremony by flag bearer Bridget Herselman and baton bearer Sean William. Back in action today in lawn bowls in the men's singles and the women's doubles, and the swimmers are going to hit the pool. There's also boxing and men's gymnastics as well as wheelchair basketball. Banyana midfielder Robin Mudeli Salgado returns to the national side after a 3-year break. She stepped away from international football to take care of her mental well-being. WAFCON starts on Sunday night, but Bafana early in action on Monday against Tanzania.
Yeah, super exciting. Being back, feeling welcomed again, and playing again with my old teammates, and just being back in the WAFCON setup. Yeah, obviously we can't take any team lightly. We're doing our homework. We're preparing for each team, and we're taking it each game as it comes.
Orlando Pirates in action tonight in their last pre-season tour match, playing Saudi side Neom. In rugby, Currie Cup tonight, Cheetahs hosting the Sharks tomorrow. Lions against Pumas, Griquas play the Blue Bulls. Formula One Championship leader Kimi Antonelli will be among 5 drivers to sit out of first practice for the Hungarian Grand Prix. During the season, each team must run a rookie and at least 2 practice sessions for both of their cars. It's not a sprint weekend, so 5 teams take the opportunity to fulfill this obligation. It's the last race until the end of August. Here's Antonelli.
Execution-wise, we've done a great job with the team. Even with myself, I'm happy. But of course, still a weekend to go where we want to finish well in order to go on summer break happy. But, we got to keep this thing rolling, keep raising the bar. So, yeah, looking forward to this weekend.
In cricket, India beat Zimbabwe by 7 wickets in the first T20, chasing down 126 in just 13 overs. 15-year-old Suryavanshi with 50 off 19. And at the Tour de France, Richard Carapaz winning stage 18. That's his second Tour stage win. Tadej Pogacar came in with 13 riders. He stays 4 minutes 30 seconds ahead of Olympic champion Remco Evenepoel. I forgot to sign off. Cindy Paluta. Eyewitness News Sport.
Looking to save money on your business insurance? Switch to OUTsurance Business Insurance and you could get a massive 20% discount on your business insurance premium. Here's Niku from the Gas Mart.
I was my previous insurer for 9 years before switching to OUTsurance Business Insurance. I'm very happy with my premiums at the moment. I wish we switched sooner to OUTsurance Business Insurance.
Get a quote to switch and save today. Visit outsurance.co.za or call 0800 60,000. Licensed insurer in FSP. TCs and information online.
So Sunday, it's all happening. 702 Josie, my Josie, walk the talk. We want to make your day as seamless as possible. Park and shuttle service. The color of your wristband, that'll be contained in your walk number pack, and it will correspond with your designated collection point, and that's what will grant you access onto the shuttle. So if you're at Monte Casino, your wristband will be red. At Greenstone, it'll be green. Clearwater Mall will be blue. Gold Reef City Casino, white. So ensure that you are at your designated pickup point at least 30 minutes before your intended departure time. Remember, you would have chosen your designated pickup spot. Shuttle buses will depart from all the park and shuttle pickup points every 30 minutes, starting at 5:30 in the morning. See you there on Sunday.
Brush, stroke, paint, color, protect, and admire. From roof paint to exterior textures and interior silk, Warrior Paints has it all. The product range and stylish colors are amazing. And what's more, Warrior Paints has crushed prices for incredible savings. Enjoy that good old-fashioned personal service you deserve. For price, quality, variety, and service, Warrior Paints is streets ahead. Warrior Paints, affordable, lasting luxury.
So on Sunday, the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment will be walking with the rest of Joburg. Amazing things happen when a city walks together for cleaner and a safer environment. So do your part, separate recyclables, use designated bins, don't litter, and don't dump waste illegally. A message brought to you by the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment, the official environment partner of the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk. More on primemediaplus.com.
EWN Traffic.
All right, let's see who's stuck in traffic. 10 to 8. Amo, delays on the N1 South.
That's correct, Bongani. Heading towards Midrand, an accident right near Samrand Avenue causing delays from the Brockfontein interchange. There's also queuing traffic reported on the N14 East between the R55 and the Brockfontein turn-off. Peak time delays there. Then traveling in the Marlborough area, we've got delays on the N3 South. That's due to the roadworks that are taking place right near Marlborough Drive. As a result, we're seeing delays along several routes within the Alexandra and Calvin areas, like on Far East Bank Drive, as well as Vincent Chabalala Road and the N3 North between Vincent Chabalala and Marlborough Drive. Then if you're traveling in the Bryanston area, anticipate delays approaching Winnie Mandela Drive. This is on the N1 South. Delays are as you come out of Rivonia Road. Peak time delays there. More updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Every community has a story, and every community deserves fast, affordable internet. Net99 brings prepaid fiber to South African townships, connecting homes, hustlers, and families with reliable, uncapped internet. Get connected from just 379 Rand per month with Mahala installation, and enjoy the freedom to learn, work, stream, create, and connect without limits. And this Sunday, join Net99 at the Walk the Talk and meet the team behind one of Mzansi's fastest growing internet service providers and the official Wi-Fi partner of the Walk the Talk 26. Net99, be a hero.
Mama Million here, and yes, I am a millionaire. Did you know the total number of Powerball winners in June are 4,001,000? Listen carefully. 4,152,822, and the total prize money won is over 530 million rand. So play Powerball and catch live draws on Tuesdays and Fridays at 9 p.m. The National Lottery. More plays, more chances, more millions. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The National Lottery is officially operated by
Josie is moving. People are showing up. Communities are stepping up. We see you, Josie. Asambe. ABSA is proud to partner with 702 Walk the Talk on 26 July. thousands will take to the streets of Jozi CBD and celebrate what makes this city iconic. Visit absa.co.za/702 Walk the Talk. ABSA is an authorized financial services and registered credit provider.
When Joburg walks with the people, for the people, on Sunday, 26 July, everybody will come together at the finish line of 702 Jozi My Jozi Walk the Talk.
Walk the talk.
Babize bonke. As Jozi's favorite artists bring an epic afternoon of fun to the people, featuring Babalwa M, Lebza Defilian, Vibuhle, Nomfundo Mo, Sam Deep, Citizen Deep, and Manana. So, after you've taken the scenic route, join us at the finish line and celebrate the iconic rhythm that makes Joburg more than just a city.
It's Joburg.
702 Jozi My Jozi Walk the Talk, hosted by the City of Johannesburg. More on primemediaplus.com.
702.
What's the question?
For 2,000 Rand in cash, all thanks to Outsurance. Please tell me what's the question. If the answer is 1976, let's try Savella. Savella in Alders, what's the question?
In which year, on his date, did the Manhunted song Kiss and Say Goodbye reach number 1 on the US Beatport Hot 100?
Yeah, we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you. Yeah, we'll give it to you. We won't kiss. We won't say goodbye. We'll give you 2,000 Rand. All thanks to Outsurance and 702.
I had to meet you here today. There's just so many things to say.
Pushaza has to play this song on Sunday. Pushaza, wherever you are, I'm sending an SOS.
What time has he played?
I have to do.
To save money, you'll wait for the off-peak season to book that holiday. So why not spend 10 minutes getting an Outsurance car insurance quote like 37-year-old Lerato, who saves
$5.99. Outsurance, they are the best.
That's a whopping 599 Rand saving on Lerato's 2026 Kia Sonet. Do it now. SMS out to 45142. That's out to 45142. Outsurance saves 43-year-old Ilana an unbelievable 349 Rand on her 2022 Suzuki Jimny.
Yes, 349 Rand. And I dropped my previous insurer.
If you don't save, ask for 500 Rand cash. Or 1,500 Rand if you've been claim-free and with the same insurer for 3 years. Savings or cash, you have nothing to lose with Outsurance. SMS out to 45142. That's out to 45142. Licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
As Joburg takes a big step towards a cleaner future, the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment is joining you on this journey, because a cleaner city is everyone's responsibility. So at home, in public spaces, please always use designated bins, separate recyclables, don't litter and don't dump illegally. This is a message brought to you by the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment.
The world's best male and female paddle players are coming to South Africa. The historic Premier Paddle Pretoria P1 will be at Sunbet Arena Times Square from 26 July to the 2nd of August. Expect world-class action, unbelievable energy, premium hospitality, and an atmosphere unlike anything South African sport has seen before. This is Africa's biggest paddle tournament ever, and tickets are selling fast. Don't miss your chance to witness the sport's biggest stars in South Africa. Get your tickets now at primemediaplus.com.
This is what progress sounds like. At South African Airways, we've added more aircraft to the runway, increased our flights from just over 1,000 in 2021 to over 24,000 last year. And we continue to add more destinations and routes. It's steady progress over time. We know there's still work to do, but every day we're building something stronger. An airline that shares the resilience of the country it carries. South African Airways. Book your next flight at flysaa.com today.
702.
702. What's gone viral?
With Kabazela.
Time now for the world of viral content. Kabazela.
Good morning to you, Ben.
I'll be gone till November. Okay. Gone for 3 weeks, love.
Yeah, I mean, this video's got a lot of slack. This guy, this couple, married couple, they're an elderly couple, and she's going away for 3 weeks. She's going on a holiday. Maybe she's going to visit her daughter, sons, grandchildren, whatever it may be. But before she leaves, she has to teach the hubby how to use the washing machine. He's got no clue on how to use the washing machine. So they've clearly been married for many, 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 many years. And, you know, I would assume that she is a housewife and she does all the housework and does the washing for him. And now the guy is going to be alone for 3 weeks and now has to do his own washing. I guarantee you, but when she comes back after 3 weeks, there's going to be a pile of washing on a chair or something like that in the room. I don't think he's going to get it. But it's got a lot of flack. People are having a serious go about this couple. Number one, because he can't do the washing. He doesn't know how to work a washing machine. And number two, people saying, well, you know, why is she going away for 3 weeks without her husband? Yes. I tell you, people give you no break here, hey? So the question I wanted to ask out of this, Bongles, is, are there certain things around the house that you just rely on your significant other to do? And you just think, you know, that's hers, this is mine, and I keep in my lane.
It helps to have a significant other. Otherwise, you have to do everything yourself, my friend. Do you fall apart when your significant other is not there? Are there certain things that just don't get done? And how do they feel when they come back with those tasks still waiting?
702. Feedback with Baphelile Sambo.
All right, some feedback with Baphelile Sambo. Lots of people asking questions about
Bongani,
details around the walk the talk, yeah?
100%. One of them is they're asking if there will be food and entertainment at the finish line. And can you guess?
Of course there will be.
Of course there will be food. There will be food and entertainment at the finish line. And also we'll have water points every 2.5 kilometers with refreshment and medical support available. And for those who are asking about the start times, the 15 kilometers starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. The 8 kilometers starts at 9 a.m. The 5 kilometers starts at 10 a.m. And yes, everybody who finishes gets a commemorative medal. You walk, you finish, you get your medal. Everybody gets a medal. And a reminder, you can still collect your walk number at Ellis Park Arena, 29 Bertrams Road, New Donfontein. From today until from 9 a.m. until 5, Saturday from 9 a.m. as well until 5. See you on the road this Sunday.
All right, time for your latest Eyewitness News brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on your car insurance.
This is EWN.
President Ramaphosa is expected to hear the fate of his possible impeachment today, and Andrea Johnson is in more trouble with calls for her to face perjury charges. Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. The High Court in the Western Cape is set to hand down judgment this morning in the interdict application of President Cyril Ramaphosa to delay Parliament's impeachment proceedings against him. In 2 days of arguments last week, his legal counsel argued that he would suffer irreparable harm and be humiliated if he were subjected to malicious allegations because of a flawed impeachment report. Ramaphosa wants the Section 89 inquiry be halted pending a review of the independent panel report that has given rise to this inquiry. Lindsay Dentlinker has more.
While Parliament's impeachment committee forges ahead to finalise the terms of reference for the inquiry and to make more nominations by today's deadline for an evidence leader, the outcome of today's court proceedings could impact the unfolding process. A major sticking point currently under consideration by the committee is whether the President should be compelled to testify in his impeachment inquiry. Committee Chairperson Makashule Garner says a legal opinion is being sought to guide the committee.
If the President might choose not to testify, what are the options that are available to the committee so that those two clauses in the terms of reference are properly clarified?
Last week, the African Transformation Movement's legal counsel, Anton Katz, told the court the horse had already bolted and the court could not stop a parliamentary process that's already in motion. But representing the president, Advocate Vim Trengo, said Ramaphosa has rights, like all citizens, to be protected in law from malicious prosecution. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News.
The PIC has assured that retirement savings of public sector clients, including the Government Employees Pension Fund, are safe as the entity faces a governance crisis. Earlier this month, PIC CEO Patrick Dlamini and Chief Investment Officer August van Heerden were suspended following whistleblower allegations linked to a 411 million rand questionable payment. Last night, its chairperson David Masondo announced his resignation, saying this is in the interests of the country and the stability of the PIC. The entity manages more than 3 trillion rand in assets on behalf of public sector clients, including the Government Employees Pension Fund. Speaking on 702 Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa this morning, PIC acting CEO Bathandwa Damoyi says the ongoing challenges don't affect its core mandate.
The client funds are invested under the mandates that are set by the clients themselves. And overwhelmingly, this is in the listed and the liquid instruments. And they are entirely separate from the PIC corporate affairs. And that's where the governance disputes are happening. And so these do not touch the custody or the management of these client assets.
Members of Parliament's ad hoc committee probing allegations of police corruption want legal action taken against IDEC head Andrea Johnson and former NPA boss Shamila Batoy. They accuse Batoy and Johnson of perjury for undertaking to provide the committee with details of the Section 27 warrant that was issued against members of crime intelligence but never did. The MK party, meanwhile, says it will be laying its own criminal complaint following Johnson's admission at the Madlanga Commission yesterday that she misled the ad hoc committee. Babalon Denze has more.
Andrea Johnson continues to face growing criticism for her handling of the process leading up to the arrest of crime intelligence head Tumsani Khumalo and others. Members of the ad hoc committee also want her to face perjury charges. Committee chairperson Sovet Lekhanyane reacted to her Madlanga Commission testimony that she gave the committee incorrect evidence.
And it later emerges that the witness was not honest or truthful with the ad hoc committee. It's a very, very serious indictment on the part of the witness.
EFF MP Leanne Matthys says both Johnson and MP Fadil Adams should be charged over the Section 27 warrant for their roles.
Our submission as the EFF was that Honourable Adams and Advocate Johnson should be charged for perjury because both of them came here and said that they were going to submit the Section 27. Up to this very day, they did not.
Babalon Denze, Eyewitness News.
Gold is trading at $4,028.26 an ounce. The rand is at 16.81 to the dollar, 22.38 to the pound, 19.13 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $100.37 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got delays on the N1 North heading towards the Randburg area. This is due to an accident right near 14th Avenue. It's causing delays. There's also queuing traffic reported on the N1 South approaching Winnie Mandela Drive.
And in your sport, Team South Africa's greatest Commonwealth Games medal hopes, the swimmers hit the water from 10:30 this morning. Banyana are ready to secure their place at next year's World Cup. They must finish top 4 at WAFCON. That starts Monday night. And Kimi Antonelli, one of 5 drivers to sit out of free practice for this weekend's Hungarian Grand Prix.
A fine Friday in store for Gauteng. The temperatures will peak at highs between 20 and 23 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour, the High Court in the Western Cape is set to hand down judgment this morning in the interdict application of President Cyril Ramaphosa to delay Parliament's impeachment proceedings against him.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
To save money, you stock up on 2-for-1 vitamin specials at the pharmacy. So why not spend 10 minutes getting an Outsurance car insurance quote, like 48-year-old Adam, who saves
1,803 Rand. Big drop. It's worth going to Outsurance.
That's an awesome 1,803 Rand saving on Adam's 2020 Audi Q3. Why wait? SMS out to 45142. That's out to 45142. Outsurance saves 36-year-old Jill 471 Rand on her 2025 Hyundai i20.
471 Rand. I still can't believe, hey? Get Outsurance extra pampering money.
Enjoy benefits like panic assistance, service that sends the nearest medical or armed response unit to you wherever you are. Get a quote to switch and save with Outsurance today. SMS out to 45142. That's out to 45142. Licensed insured FSP. TCs and information online. Limits apply.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
8 after 8 from earlier on today, the PIC assuring the public, particularly the public sector clients that it serves, that their pensions are safe. It comes, of course, following the resignation of David Masondo, the Deputy Finance Minister, as a chair of the PIC, traditionally a role that has gone to the Deputy Finance Minister. Questions have been raised about whether that is now appropriate going forward. How does he say no to his boss, who is the Finance Minister in all respects? I mean, for all intents and purposes, right? What does that mean for the structure of the PIC? This, of course, also as the Financial Sector Conduct Authority investigates ongoing issues at the entity, and they can go through this with a fine-tooth comb. They can ask for records, internal communications. They'll certainly be interrogating key personnel. They'll summon witnesses. They'll go through those whistleblower reports. They can execute search and seizure measures if necessary. They will get to the bottom of this. And spare a thought for the acting CEO who took the interview. Many would have just said no. And she's having to answer questions about decisions she did not make. That's a good sign, surely.
Hi, Bongani. I think I actually enjoyed the interview with the acting CEO of the PIC. She was quite succinct in answering the questions that you posed to her. And, you know, this being some form of poison chalice and the legacy that it has or that comes with, she's doing, I think, the best she can to steady the ship, and kudos to her for that.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
10 minutes after 8 o'clock, Kabazela wants to know, your significant other, your nearest and dearest, is away. Are there things that don't get done around the house because only they can do them? Do you fall apart because they are not there? And what's their response when they return and those tasks are still sitting in the inbox? Muteo Haripe, what can't you do? Are you helpless when she's not there?
Not entirely helpless, but there's something that she does far better than I do, and it's getting the kids ready. Because it seems like she's
and it
got
takes you so much longer.
6 hands or something. Because she does it so quickly.
Mom always knows.
But with me, it's just, I have to have them sitting in one place and tell them to sit still. And
you have to beg.
Run around with Vaseline because, you know.
Amo?
It's the maybe fixing of the light bulbs. You know, the technical things that actually require one to either climb up on the ladder and fix and, you know, screw this. And yeah, I will not fix a light bulb in my house. No.
And there's a light bulb moment for me.
I will not.
Really?
I just, yeah.
You'll sit in the dark.
Yeah, I mean, Bongani. I will just wait for him to come back.
Here's a question. What doesn't get done when you're not there?
Most of the time, it's laundry.
I love doing the laundry.
I promise you.
It's one of those things that I've learned relaxes
You'll
me.
find one new pair of socks, a new tights because, you know, those ones weren't washed and my daughter needed new ones or something like that. Yeah, you'll find because
so you go buy stuff because
he'd rather just go and yeah.
Muteo, what doesn't get done when you're not around?
When I'm not around, cleaning up the garage does not get done.
Whether I'm around or not, that doesn't get done at all.
Good morning, Bongani. When it comes to house chores, to me it's the opposite, hey? When my husband travels, everything falls in place. I know where things are. Small things as much as the nail cutter, I know where to find it. It stays in one place. The house is neat. Things are picked up on the floor. There's just order, man. But when he's there, it's another story. But yeah, that's me. Trading for me, John.
Hello, Bongani, and good morning to the 702 listeners. My husband and I have been married for 10 years, and the longer we've been married, I've realized that he relies on me for probably existence itself. He cannot manage the kids if I am not there. My kids have started to feel like the world is going to implode if I am not there, but it's just not because he doesn't want to, but we found a system that works. And so, yeah, I think he depends on me on everything but oxygen.
They just can't live without you. So when they tell you that, they mean it then, don't they?
Let's talk.
We're listening.
Hey there, Bongani. I think you missed your calling, eh? Definitely, you should have been a singer. The cover of the Manhattans song right now was great. I think you can make it.
Slow jams. Uncle Paul. Oh my gosh, you have made my morning. Thank you so much for this throwback. Yo, Uncle Bongs.
Good morning, Bongani. Shayman, I feel sorry for the young kids that you're working with. They must be really traumatized with you singing along Kisses and Say Goodbye. I assume that they know very little about it, if nothing at all. That's Ngwaku in Pretoria. Bye.
Yo, Bongani, wavusa yenye. Remembered when we broke up, 8 months pregnant, and I just found out that he was married, and he played me this song. Yeah.
Oh.
EWN Traffic.
Firstly, it's the young kids who reminded me that was the number one song in 1976. But I did spare them the turns. You know when it goes da da da. There were turns. The Manhattans would, the less said about. You were 8 months pregnant.
Oh man.
He was married, and that's the song he chose.
And he played it.
Sheesh. It's 8:15. This EWN Traffic brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 Rand. Amo?
Well, we've got delays in the east of Joburg, particularly on the N3 North between Modderfontein Road and the Baklu interchange. That's due to roadworks, as well as faulty traffic lights reported right at Marlborough Drive, causing heavy delays. There's also queuing traffic along the N1 South towards Winnie Mandela Drive, coming out of Rivonia Road, while heading towards Midrand. Do expect delays on the N1 South approaching Braakfontein Road. This is due to an earlier accident right after the Braakfontein interchange. I'll have more reports coming up.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
45 minutes playing board games with the family. Well, that goes by quickly, but 45 minutes stuck in traffic, that just drags on. Fortunately, the Outsurance pointsmen save the day. Heroes in green and purple easing congestion for 20 years, and they help everyone get to where they need to be quickly and safely. It's just another way you always get something out. In proud partnership with 702, Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
Every small business that dares to disrupt the industry deserves a shot at leveling up. Thanks to Nedbank Business Ignite on 702.
Oh man, what a ride it has been. 2026, the Nedbank Business Ignite on 702. We were looking for entrepreneurs who solved real life problems. You meet a bump in the road, you don't get defeated. You don't throw up your hands in the air. You see an opportunity. You think to yourself, hang on, if I had that problem, many others must be facing the same issue. So how do we solve it? Well, today we are joined by two outstanding business leaders who are behind the scenes in helping put the finalists together and to judge the competition. Alan Shannon is the executive at Nedbank Private Wealth for private clients and small business, and of course our mentor, the founder and director of Mint Fresh Technology Solutions, Thuli Makubane, who joins us in studio. Thuli, a very good morning to you. We've announced the winner. We had a glittering, okay, maybe not quite glittering function to do that. Ruka were the winners, Ruka Pty Ltd. We also, of course, have the South African Naturals beauty brand business. They won the Cape Talk version of Business Ignite. Why were they deserving winners?
Good morning, Bongani, and good morning to the listeners. It was a long journey to get us to the end. And as you rightly said, we're looking for businesses that are solving problems. And our two winners really resonated with the theme. Our Cape Town winner, it was a very personal story. You know, his son was diagnosed with autism, and she had to remove all toxic chemicals in the environment, whether it's cleaning stuff or cosmetics, and she couldn't find any that was suitable for her son. So she had to actually go
Come
to
up with her own.
go to the drawing table and actually come up with her own. And that's how the brand actually grew. Started with the kids range and a baby range. It now caters for the entire family.
And Ruka?
Ruka solves a problem that many small businesses actually encounter. They do business via WhatsApp. You know, they send messages to their clients via WhatsApp. Their clients contact them via WhatsApp. And what Ruka has done is built a CRM system on WhatsApp, helping small businesses to be more professional, and uses AI to answer some of the most basic questions that your clients would ask you, like what times do you open? Do you have a session open at this particular date and time? How much do you charge for this? So all those basic questions,
Yeah.
AI would answer them. And then also they're able to make bookings via the system and take payments.
And they do so in a number of languages. Let me bring Alan into this conversation. I mean, Alan, you and I spoke at the final event where we announced the winner. It's been, 14 years of Business Ignite. And of course, you are the executive head for small business services at Nedbank. I think it really speaks to how Nedbank backs small businesses.
It does, and it was just, meeting the city finalists this year was an absolute privilege. And as you and I spoke about during the event, Bongani, there's those of us who sort of encounter problems day to day talk about, when are they, the proverbial they, going to be fixing things? And I think what we encountered during Nedbank Business Ignite during this year was we met the day. These are the guys that have been solving a lot of societal and other types of issues for South Africans. So it was a real privilege for us to be part of the process this year.
How impressed you about the overall standard of the finalists?
The finalists were phenomenal. I think the one thing that I guess I was most impressed by was just the diversity that Tuli and I were exposed to through this process. We've seen people, as Tuli just mentioned, in the AI business. We've seen people that, and I think what was beautiful about the AI side of things is that, we've got small businesses helping demystify the use of AI for other small businesses. And I think that was one of the things that impressed us a lot around what Ruka's doing. But the diversity that we were exposed to was phenomenal. We've seen a lot of innovation. We've seen people in technology. We've seen a business that has, executed on a worldwide patent on a phenomenal set of equipment that they're going to be exporting around the world. There was food businesses, logistical businesses. I mean, the list goes on. We had phenomenal diversity this year.
Why is it important for Nedbank to invest in small businesses in this way?
I think everybody we all engage small businesses, and for those that haven't heard us talk through some of these stats before, but, small business is understood to be an employer of about 60% of South Africans. And every time we employ a South African, we increase the tax base. And when we increase the tax base, that's good for the economy. It drives more consumerism. And so what you find is sort of virtual circle playing out as the small business side of things grows. And of course, as a large bank in South Africa serving small businesses and consumers, it's really important to be part of that equation, to be doing our part to try and give the small business community a sort of a shot in the arm, and whatever it is we can do to try and accelerate small businesses into thriving, growing small businesses. It's important for us, and it's important for the broader South African economy.
Tuli, over 700 entries. You got to a top 15. Anybody listening to us this year who's thinking maybe next year I want to enter, why should they?
Most definitely. So if you're thinking of entering next year, that's a good thought you're having, and actually make the decision to do that. And make sure that you have your compliance in order. Make sure that you've got your registration documents, you've got your financials in place, and whatever information that you need to support, your entry, make sure that you have that. Because I struggled with that a little bit this year.
It's a good question to ask a year in advance. Alan Shannon, appreciate your time, the Executive Head for Small Business Services and Private Clients at Nedbank. And, of course, Thuli Makubane, the founder and director of Mintfresh Technology Solutions. The 2026 Nedbank Business Ignite.
702, The World View.
With Adam Gilchrist.
All right, let's talk news elsewhere in the world. Adam, we've been talking about these temperatures in Europe, and now we're seeing wildfires.
Yeah, I mean, they do happen. They happen in most countries when you get hot and arid conditions. Of course, we've seen big ones in Canada that America complained about, but here we are, in particular, in Spain, France, and Italy. As we stand today, tens of thousands of people have had to evacuate their homes in those three countries because of the wildfires. There's also another heat wave predicted. We've had temperatures already of 40 plus degrees, even 49 degrees in some parts of Europe. And here we go again, pushing up above 40 Cs. So far in 2026, wildfires have burnt more land in Europe than the average year for the past 2 decades. And of course, it's only July. Often wildfires come along at the end of what would be summer in the Northern Hemisphere. Spain has declared a national emergency around Madrid, just to the east of Madrid. France is looking for the EU civil protection mechanism. This is whereby automatically the EU will help release funds, etc., etc. They have a particular problem south of Bordeaux. And in Italy, 6,000 firefighters are battling fires just in Sicily, let alone other fires that are burning in other parts of Italy. And also Italian officials are blaming, as they put it, malicious arsonists, which adds to the problem. It's always a problem. As we know, wildfires cause destruction and cost lives, but they seem to get worse. Anyone saying the words climate change?
Yeah, I wonder if people are still denying it. All right. 120 or so millionaires from the UK. What do they want? And do they want it now?
They want. Yeah, usually. They want to pay more tax. I know, stand back in amazement. 120 of the UK's super rich, including the film writer-director Richard Curtis, the footballer turned pundit Gary Lineker, the former chairman of the famed sausage roll chain Greggs, Ian Gregg, the Scottish crime author Val McDermid. They are amongst the 120 who have written a letter to the new British Prime Minister Andy Burnham saying, quote, "We have a clear message. Tax us." I mean, wow, when does that happen? Well, it has happened in America already, where 400 of the super rich have basically said, come on, Mr. Trump and others, we want to pay more tax. The country needs it. In this case, they call themselves, again, the patriotic millionaires. They say that their sums means that if they were levied specifically 2% on their personal fortunes above £10 million, 220 million rand, if they were just given a 2% levy on that amount, then it would raise instantly £24 billion for the UK economy, 520 billion rand. Now, if a super rich tax came in. There's no sign of it yet, but they do say that we want a fairer, better, more hopeful nation. And look, if the super rich can do it, then maybe the government can do it on behalf of the super rich.
Can somebody tell Elon Musk, eh? Now, Adam, yesterday at around 1:20 South African time, the whole nation sat glued in front of their televisions watching lawn bowls. Okay, maybe not quite.
Not quite. Not necessarily those numbers. I hear what you're saying. But the Commonwealth Games are officially underway in Glasgow. You wonder if they could have found a more sort of dynamic sport to begin with. Thinking about the Olympics, don't they usually start, is it the early rounds of boxing and swimming and diving? Anyway, we had the official ceremony last night in Glasgow, indoors as well for a change. They don't normally do it indoors. And so we had the full-on display of shipping and steamboats, textiles, locomotives, the Loch Ness Monster, unicorns. It's a weird one that Scotland's national animal is a mythical creature, a unicorn. But anyway, stars, bagpipes, kilts, Scotland the Brave, King Charles and Queen Camilla were there to officially pronounce it open. Of course, Glasgow only stepped in because the Australian state of Victoria stepped out, and because in turn Durban stepped out in 2022, which meant that Birmingham, which should have been hosting now, stepped in. So it's a bit of a mishmash, and it also might put a question mark against the Commonwealth Games future. But this is a slimmed down cheaper event. There are only 10 sports. It won't cost as much. It'll also be mercifully perhaps shorter. And the sports that miss out, hockey, badminton, squash, rugby sevens, cricket, I'll miss them. Will everyone else miss them? I don't know. The next Commonwealth Games are already scheduled for Ahmedabad in India. So maybe there's a model here that some might deride the Commonwealth Games, but if you ask any athlete who takes part, oh boy, do they take it seriously. Maybe this is a way of sustaining it, smaller, cheaper, more manageable.
Adam Gilchrist with this morning's Worldview.
EWN Business.
All right, let's talk property. Mateo?
Yeah, data released by Uber Home Loans shows that bond applications dropped by 1.7% year on year. South Africa's property sector has been hit by higher interest rates, the rising fuel costs, and global uncertainty. The value of bonds applied for increased by more than 4%. The average house price also grew by 4.2% to 1.7 million rand. Now, talking to Business Day, Uber Home Loans says the high interest rates have slowed down affordability and not necessarily demand for houses. So there's still appetite for people to buy. It's just looking to buy at the right price.
Oh, gosh. Major tech shares causing global markets to tumble.
Yeah, quarterly results from Tesla and Alphabet weighed heavily on the broader market. Electric car maker Tesla tumbled nearly 15%, its worst day since March 2025, after posting an earnings miss for the second quarter. Tesla missed second quarter profit estimates, reporting adjusted earnings of just 33 cents per share to the dollar versus the expected 51 cents. The losses were driven by compressed margins as well as surging capital expenditures from the company. Despite revenue beating expectations at $28.2 billion, shares tumbled 15%. Alphabet hiked its full-year guidance for capital expenditures as well, leading the tech giant to a 7% loss. That is its biggest daily decline since May of 2025.
The markets?
Markets were also down on the JSE, down more than 1,000 points yesterday, led down, of course, by industrials, down more than 1%. Banking stocks were down 1.5%, while mining shares were also in the red by 1%. The rand, though, clawing back some gains against the dollar at 16 rand 81, 19 rand 12 cents against the euro, and 22 rand 37 cents against the British pound. Price of gold is flat this morning, $4,025 an ounce, while platinum is down 1.5% at $1,579. Brent crude exactly $100 a barrel. The week's business wrapped up by, of course, Stephen Grotes later this afternoon.
It's a Friday. If you think you've had a rough week, spare a thought for Andrea Johnson's Fisa Zulu.
That's right, Bongani. Pressure is mounting on the IDEC head, Andrea Johnson, as she faces with a formal complaint now questioning her fitness to hold office. Non-profit organization Public Interest SA has asked the Legal Practice Council to investigate her conduct and wants her suspended, citing a series of damaging admissions she has made under oath at the Madlanga Commission. Johnson made several concessions yesterday, including saying that she made some mistakes while executing her duties. Nkosikola Malingamnisi has more.
Among the admissions was that the investigating directorate against corruption improperly solicited a Section 27 affidavit from National Coloured Congress leader Fidel Adams. This despite lacking the legal authority to solicit public complaints to initiate investigations. That affidavit formed part of the directorate's investigation into alleged corruption surrounding the appointment of Brigadier Dineo Mukweli to crime intelligence. Public Interest SA has also cast doubt on Johnson's ethics over allegations that protected disclosures in a criminal complaint against Crime Intelligence Deputy Head Feroz Khan were unlawfully disclosed. The organization has also asked the State Security Agency to review Johnson's security clearance. Eyewitness News.
The DA in Johannesburg says the city has remained too silent about a JMPD officer implicated in a multi-million rand gemstone theft. The officer, who testified as witness K at the Madlanga Commission, is currently out on bail for her alleged role in the crime. Witness K and suspended EMPD Chief Julius Mkhwanazi are accused of orchestrating the 2023 theft of precious gemstones from an apartment in Killarney. Protea councillor Solomon Maila says it's concerning that the city of Johannesburg is yet to make disciplinary action, or at least take disciplinary action against her.
We hold the view that this officer should be placed on precautionary suspension pending the finalization of the disciplinary matter. The DA in the city of Johannesburg has written to Mayor Dada Morero to demand that disciplinary action be taken against witness K, a member of the Johannesburg Metropolitan Police Department who was implicated at the Madlanga Commission.
The Electoral Commission has extended the deadline for the submission of public comments on its proposed Code of Conduct on Disinformation. The draft code seeks to strengthen measures to combat the deliberate spread of false or misleading information during elections. It also addresses the use of artificial intelligence in election campaigns, as well as other forms of digital content that could mislead voters. IEC CEO Simon Mabulo says members of the public now have until Wednesday to submit their comments.
The new deadline will be the 29th of July 2026. This was done to encourage more participation because of the far-reaching implications of the code on the electoral process.
And Ukrainian drones have hit a warehouse near St. Petersburg, triggering a fire that sent smoke pouring over the historic city. Kyiv has targeted St. Petersburg as it steps up long-range drone strikes on Russian energy, military and logistics sites in recent weeks. Local media reported that the strikes targeted warehouses belonging to Russian online retail giant Wildberries. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said the company stores and ships components for sanctioned military equipment. A fine Friday in store for Gauteng today. The temperatures will peak at highs between 20 and 23 degrees.
And in the traffic, we've got delays on the N1 South. This is between the Brockfontein interchange and Sunbrand Road. That's due to an earlier accident. There's also queuing traffic reported on the N3 North between Modderfontein Road and Marlborough Drive due to faulty traffic lights as well as roadworks.
The top story this hour: pressure is mounting on IDEC head Andrea Johnson with a formal complaint now questioning her fitness to hold office.
Right, gang, are we all in? Liam? Here. Ethan? Here. Andrew? Here. Luca? Yeah. Amelia? Yeah. Violet? Yeah, Mom. Introducing the Chang'an CS75 Pro, a powerful turbocharged engine, modern safety features, and room with 7 seats for everyone.
Hey, that's not everyone. You forgot Choppy, Mom.
Oh, Choppy. The all-new CS75 Pro. Chang'an. Driven to evolve.
Net99 is a leading fiber network operator and internet service provider bringing prepaid fiber to South African townships. Unlock new opportunities with unlimited high-speed internet that helps you work from home. Explore the latest AI tools, learn new skills, stay connected with loved ones, and build a brighter future. Get connected from just 379 Rand a month with Mahala installation, uncapped data, and no shaping. This Sunday, 26 July, visit Net99 at 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk and meet one of Mzansi's favorite internet service providers. Net99, be a hero.
Scholar Transport drivers, every winter morning, our children depend on you to get them to school safely. But overloaded vehicles and rushing against time puts lives at risk. Remember, our children are not cargo. Overloading reduces your ability to stop on wet or icy roads. Drive responsibly. Arrive safely. Protect every child, every trip. This message is brought to you by the National Department of Transport.
Mama Million here, and yes, I am a millionaire. Did you know the total number of Powerball winners in June are 4,001,000? Listen carefully. 4,152,822, and the total prize money won is over 530 million rand. So play Powerball and catch live draws on Tuesdays and Fridays at 9 p.m. The National Lottery. More plays, more chances, more millions. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The National Lottery is officially operated by Sizakai.
When Joburg walks with the people, for the people, on Sunday, 26 July, everybody will come together at the finish line of 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk.
Walk the talk.
Babize bonke. As Josie's favorite artists bring an epic afternoon of fun to the people, featuring Babalwa M, Lebza Defilian, Vibuhle, Nomfundo Mo, Sam Deep, Citizen Deep, and Manana. So, after you've taken the scenic route, join us at the finish line and celebrate the iconic rhythm that makes Joburg more than just a city.
It's Joburg, you know?
702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk, hosted by the City of Johannesburg. More on primemediaplus.com.
702.
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Bongani, without my wife, I am totally and utterly useless. Some time ago, she was away for a few weeks visiting her sister. I was talking to my son on the cell phone who was traveling. He lives overseas, so we were having a long discussion. And during that time, I was making scrambled eggs for myself for supper. While I was talking, he said to me, "Dad, what's that tapping sound?" I said, "No, I'm just busy cooking some scrambled eggs for supper." And we carried on talking. It must have been about 4 or 5 minutes later, he said, "Dad, are you still cooking?" I said, "Yes, I am. But it's funny, these eggs don't seem to be firming up." He said, "Have you checked to see if the gas is on?" I'll say no more.
Good morning, Bongani. When my husband went away, I sent him a message saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't eat while you're gone." And he thought that was terribly romantic, but I was actually being honest. He does all the cooking in the house, and I literally couldn't do anything with him out. Thanks, Candice and Joburg.
Bongani and team, great show. I've been married for a long time. One of the things that I still haven't figured is the washing. I leave my clothes on the floor every night. The next morning, somehow, it's washed, it's folded, it's ironed. I don't know how, don't ask me. Thanks, Jonasi from Senton.
You had to be a Jonasi too. You just had to be a Jonasi on top of all of that. Kamazela wants to know this morning, what are those things that you depend on your significant other to do in the house and they don't get done when they're away? And what awaits you when you are on a trip? You come back and it's still there in the in-tray.
EWN Sport.
We were talking about secret, what was it? A secret flex that perhaps people don't know you have, Cindy. The other day I mentioned that I love doing the washing. I actually enjoy doing the washing. I don't do it all the time. I do have a full-time housekeeper, so she obviously does it most of the time. But when she is away, it's one of those opportunities to do the washing, to clean the house. And you find out so many little things that you take for granted. Like the other day I found I've got this little dustpan, this, the small brush and dustpan. The dustpan is completely buggered. And poor thing, my housekeeper hadn't said anything. So I now know we need a new dustpan because I hadn't obviously used it in a while. So it's nice to clean the house every now and again.
So I also don't mind doing the washing. And then I was chatting to a colleague and he said, I also don't mind it. I just don't like doing the small things. And I was like, what's the small things? And he's like, the socks and the underwear, just, how long it takes to hang those things up. And so since then, I'm like, I also don't like doing the small things. So I don't do the small things, only because I don't like to sit and hang them up individually, one by one. So when I do the washing, I do all the big things. And I try leave all the small things for their own...
for their owners.
Wash. No, for their own little wash that I will then psychologically prepare myself for the individual hanging up that has to happen with the small
For me, it's just being outside in the back.
There is something warm out there.
And especially because this week has been particularly warm, at least the earlier part of the week.
Delicious.
It's been fantastic. So it was fun to do it earlier in the week. All right, tell you what, Team South Africa is going to be having fun in Glasgow.
Yes, Commonwealth Games continues today in Scotland. It ends on the 2nd of August. Team South Africa represented by 112 athletes across 10 codes. So full day in the pool. The heat starting at 10:30 a.m. and tonight the semi-finals start just before 8 p.m. Also today, lawn bowls, men's boxing, wheelchair basketball and the men's gymnastics. Tomorrow in Nepal, the Spar Proteas plays Malawi in their opening game at 9:45 tomorrow night. On Sunday night, we've got WAFCON opening, but Banyana early in action on Monday against Tanzania. Returning to the team after an international 3-year break is Robin Mudali Salgado. Coach Desiree Ellis says Mudali Salgado didn't retire. The midfielder was victim of cyberbullying and struggled with mental health issues. Here's Mudali Salgado.
Yes, obviously I haven't been back for a while, so just really excited
delighted to be back wearing the national team colours. Very important, I think, if we can top the group, it'll set us on a high tone going forward, and that's what we need.
Orlando Pirates in action tonight in their last pre-season tour match, playing Saudi side Neom. Arsenal completed the signing of Christos Solis from Club Brugge as a replacement for Trossard, while Chelsea have loaned Garnacho to Aston Villa. In rugby, the Currie Cup tonight, Cheetahs are hosting the Sharks. Tomorrow, Lions against Pumas. Griquas are playing Blue Bulls. Formula One is in Hungary this weekend before taking a 4-week break. Going into the weekend, Lewis Hamilton is 45 points behind championship leader Kimi Antonelli. Here's Hamilton.
I mean, we've had good results for the team. We've been moving in the right direction in the past kind of second half of the first half of the season. So that's been a positive. Obviously, I want to maximise this weekend, as I do try to maximise each weekend. But I think we've had more to extract in the past couple of weekends, which I haven't. So the goal is to do that this weekend.
And in cricket, India beating Zimbabwe by 7 wickets in the first T20, chasing down 126 in just 13 overs, thanks to 15-year-old Siyarvanshi with 50 off 19. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
Checkers brings you better freshness, better choice, and better value every day. On deals like Dr. Utker Ital Pizza Foldover, 310 to 345 grams, any two for 129 Rand. And Baby Soft 2-ply white or supreme quilts toilet rolls, 18-pack, any two for 249 Rand. Plus, get up to 40% back in UCount rewards with your qualifying Standard Bank card. Valid until 10 August, only at Checkers, Checkers Hyper, or shop on 6060.
When 7:02, Josie, my Josie, that walk the talk happens this Sunday, we want to make sure that your day is as seamless as possible. So we've got the park and shuttle service. Everybody gets a wristband with a specific color, and that's contained in your walk number pack. And it will correspond with your designated collection point. Remember the one that you chose when you were signing up? That's what grants you access to the shuttle. So if you're at Monte Casino, yours will be red. If you're at Greenstone Shopping Centre, Amo, what color could that possibly be at Greenstone? Green. Clearwater Mall is blue. Gold Reef City Casino is white. So ensure that you are at your designated pickup point, but you've got to do it at least 30 minutes before your intended departure time. Shuttle buses will depart from all park and shuttle pickup points every 30 minutes, starting at 5:30 a.m. See you at the 7:02 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk, hosted by the City of Johannesburg.
Mama Million here, and yes, I am a millionaire. Did you know the total number of Powerball winners in June are 4,001,000? Listen carefully. 4,152,822, and the total prize money won is over 530 million rand. So play Powerball and catch live draws on Tuesdays and Fridays at 9 p.m. The National Lottery. More plays, more chances, more millions. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The National Lottery is officially operated by Sizakai.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
What are you trying to get TikTok to do?
The reality is that the TikTok, Creators Fund exists in a very few markets and doesn't have presence to the benefit of content creators on the African continent and more so in South Africa.
Do you even get a reply of any kind?
There was just flimsy explanation.
Solly Malat, the Minister of Communications.
The Money Show
on 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show with Stephen Grootes is brought to you by Absa Corporate and Investment Banking. Africa's energy future takes more than ambition. It takes turning plans into projects, opportunity into investment, intent into execution. At Absa Corporate and Investment Banking, we help connect the capital, expertise, and opportunity needed to bring sustainable projects to life across Africa. That's how we're invested in Africa's energy future.
As Joburg takes a big step towards a cleaner future, the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment joins you on this journey. A cleaner city is everyone's responsibility. Make sure you use designated bins, recycle materials, and don't dump illegally. Together, everyone can build a cleaner, healthier, and greener community. Act now, reduce waste, and cycle. A message brought to you by the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment.
EWN Traffic.
Let's wrap up the morning's traffic, Amo.
Yeah, Bongani, obviously the walk the talk is taking place this Sunday and we're all looking forward to it. But I just want to remind the faithful listeners that obviously several roads will be closed off to traffic on the particular day. The routes that will be affected will include Bertram's Road, 7th Street, Main Street, Fox Commissioner, Marshall, Nelson Mandela Bridge, along with Helen Joseph, amongst others. And of course, the JMPD and South African Police Services will be there to ensure the safety and security of all walkers. So please do show up in all your numbers knowing that you will be safe. And of course, at this current moment, we do have delays on the N3 North. This is between Vincent Chabalala Road and the Maclue interchange. That's due to faulty traffic lights there. And then an earlier accident causing delays on the N1 South approaching Samrid Avenue. More updates at the top of the hour. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Joburg, it's time to show up for our city this Sunday, the 26th of July. Thousands of Joburgers. It is, as Amo just said, the 702 Josie, My Josie Walk the Talk. And one of the proud partners is Standard Bank. So as we walk through the heart of Joburg, celebrating its rich history, Standard Bank is a committed partner in the future of our city. And they invite you to be a part of a movement helping to build a stronger, safer, and more vibrant Josie.
Progress builds, it moves, and it has a partner. That partner is Anglo-American. Together, we're building progress where it matters most across South Africa. With 1.6 billion rand unlocked for entrepreneurs through our Impact Finance Network, 58 billion rand invested through our Kumba Iron Ore business into infrastructure development, healthcare, community upliftment, and more. These are a few examples proving that when collaboration is real, progress moves faster. As a sponsor of this year's South African Investment Conference, we continue to work with our partners to unlock our country's full potential. South Africa has a partner. Anglo-American. Mining potential. Building beyond.
Peregrine Capital presents Brian Habana's Count to 100.
In my journey to 100, it started with my first cap, then my second, 10th, 50th, 90th, 99th.
Brian Habana, his 100th international test. You get to 100 one decision at a time. For 28 years, Peregrine Capital has applied that same discipline to turn 1 million rand into 100 million. Peregrine Capital. Invest in performance. An authorized FSP. Past performance not indicative of future performance. T's and C's apply.
The Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment walking with the rest of Joburg this Sunday. Amazing things happen when Joburg walks together for a cleaner and safer city. Do your part. Separate recyclables, use designated bins, don't litter and don't dump waste illegally. We can't say these things enough. A message brought to you by the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment, the official environmental partner of 702 Josie, My Josie Walk the Talk.
Coming up
on the Clement Manyatela Show
on 702.
Clement Manyatela Show between 9 and 12. And Clement is here in studio to tell us all about it. Hopefully no one bombed out today.
Oh, I hope they do so that I can go live.
Go back to the Madlanga
Commission.
It's all happening, isn't it?
It is. So what we're going to do on the show today is at 10 o'clock, we're going to take live. We're going to shift things around. We're not going to have the normal across the desk feature because there's an important judgment coming out of the
that
Western
little one in the
Cape
Western Cape High Court.
Yes. So we're going to find out today if the president has succeeded in his interdict application to interdict the impeachment committee. So we'll take that live and also bring in some analysis. I've invited a few guests to come and react to that. So that's at 10 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, we're going to do our relationship feature. And today we'll be discussing how our parents can impact and shape our romantic relationships. And then on the 702 open line, I want us to connect the dots. So there's a lot that's happening at the PIC. And I want us to try to connect the dots about that, but also connect the dots about what we have been hearing so far from the Madlanga Commission regarding the testimony of Andre Johnson. Yesterday, I asked the question, why did she compromise herself so much? What was in it for her? Well, today I want to ask the question, what were they trying to stop when they were trying so desperately to prosecute Dumisani Khumalo? And I'll play some clips that will give us an idea, because in the same week in December, PKTT was being disbanded, Katiso Molefe was being arrested, and IDEC was busy trying to desperately get information to prosecute Khumalo and other crime intelligence officers. Is it just a coincidence?
Clement Manyatela between 9 and 12.
Get ready to watch demo prices get knocked down. It's the demolition sale at Motor Select. Hundreds of quality demo vehicles at smashed prices. Come find the demo deal you've been waiting for and save big on your next car. The demolition sale is now on. Motor Select. Trusted value, trusted vehicles. Visit motorselect.co.za to find yours. T's and C's apply.
The future belongs to those who are prepared to lead it. And if you are ready to think bigger, lead with purpose, and transform your career, head to Wits Business School's Open Day on Saturday, the 1st of August from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Explore their postgraduate diplomas, master's degrees, and executive education programs. Take the step towards becoming the leader the future will require. Register now at wbs.ac.za. Wits Business School, sculpting global leaders.
Hey guys, this is Robert Marawa, Hollywood Bet's brand ambassador. Playing responsibly is part of the winning strategy. Make smart choices and continue to score. If you or someone that you know needs help, call the South African Responsible Gambling Toll-Free Counseling Line on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop.
You've taken your small business far. Nedbank and 702 can help you take it even further.
How important is it that a campaign like Nedbank Business Ignite recognizes not only entrepreneurs but people who solve problems?
It is important because being an entrepreneur can be a lonely journey. You go through a lot of challenges, and when you do have those victories, there's no one to recognize you. And this competition definitely does that, to recognize the good that the entrepreneurs have done, their achievements. And what we're doing differently this year, we actually decided to touch base with our past winners. We shot a vodcast, and people can go and actually watch those and actually catch up with our past winners to find out what they've done since winning the competition. I mean, my mind was blown in terms of what these guys have achieved.
See money differently. Nedbank, an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
Well, on Sunday, if you're walking in the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk, bring Joe with you. Joe is your free AI Johannesburg companion, helping you navigate the route while uncovering hidden Josie gems along the way. You could even win a great prize, a Josie weekend experience around Main Street Sundays on the 9th of August. Use the signs along the routes to unlock fascinating facts about the city's history. Download Joe now by going to Joburg in your pocket, gpt.com. That's Joburg in your pocket, gpt.com. Walk the talk with Joe and Josie My Josie.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Now, if you're watching our YouTube live stream, you will note that in my hand I have quite literally a work of art. This morning started like any other normal Friday. It's a Friday. I walked into our office building, and there was the most incredible surprise downstairs. So we've got a little corridor between 702 and our sister station 947, and it's been transformed into a vibrant little artists exhibition, and of course it's proudly hosted by Prime Media Cares. These are beautiful artworks, each piece telling a story of creativity, hope, and possibility. To tell us a little bit more about the talented young artists behind the beautiful works, we've got, of course, the creative strategist and founder of Ojiji Africa, Diana Richards, whose vision and collaboration has helped put the Little Artists exhibition to life here at Prime Media. It's fantastic. I love art, Diana. Tell us more. I'm intrigued.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I've been gifted a work of art myself.
So the work of art you've actually been gifted is from the founder of the school, Edward Selamatsela's son. So it's from a little 10-year-old boy. So hold on to that, because if he's anything like his father, you're going to be holding on to a prize there. So I work with the Little Artist School. I joined them about 3-4 years ago. And they're a community-based art school in Braamfontein. They've been going for over 30 years, and they've seen about 2,000 students through their rooms. And what we do is we've got involved, or how I've got involved with them, is to try take their artwork to the world, for lack of a better way to put it. So we've gone in there and we've seen the artwork that the kids do, and we've joined with Exclusive Books to do a collaboration of, in Christmas, we did Christmas cards. And
Yes,
Christmas
I remember
wrapping.
those, yes.
Yeah, I think you had a chat with Grattan about it because they were the corporates that cares. And we've done a range with Drew Harvey, who's a fabric designer. And we've done a couple of exhibitions. We've got an exhibition down in the Cape at the moment. And it's just to take their work and to really try take it out to the world, to get people to see it and to get people to support us and to get people to help us, which is to achieve our goal, which is to take the kids further. So it's not about just coming and learning how to paint or draw or do a piece of art. The kids come to us. It's a community school after school. You know, so otherwise, when Edward started it, he said he used to see the kids finish school and they were just playing around the streets. So it's a safe space for them to come. They've got talented actual artists that exhibit, that are volunteer artists there with them. They get a free meal. And we work towards projects. And it's to try to get brands to collaborate with us to do things like this, where people can see them and see what they're doing. And hopefully one kid sees their piece up in a gallery somewhere and it's an inspiration. And
yeah, this little space between the two stations has been turned into a veritable art gallery. I took some videos and photos and I've posted them on my social media. You can check them out on my Instagram. But for anybody who wants to see them, who is curious, how do they do so?
So definitely to either get hold of me, my Instagram is africa.ogg and the Little Artist School is the Little Artist School on Instagram. And you just pop us a message and come around. The best thing I always say to people, come visit our studio. Come see what we're doing with the kids. Come meet the kids. You're going to fall in love with them. You're going to fall in love with the space.
And some of the work is really top drawer.
We've got great work. These kids are talented and they're taught by good artists and they're committed to it. And, you know, another thing that we do is we really try to look at the future of them. We've got a lot of them that get to the age of 18, obviously, and a lot of our kids are orphans. And when they get to that age, it's part of our ethos to them that we try to get them into a scholarship. We've got a young guy that's here today who's now part of the Artist Proof Studio. We've got someone else that we got into Rosebank College.
How quickly can you spot genius?
It's actually fairly easily. Talent is all
Really?
around, but there are some people that really spot out, and it's their commitment. More than anything, it's that they will get there on a rainy Tuesday and it's storming and they come with their umbrella and they stay till the end of the class and they're asking for...
this is what they live and breathe.
You can see it's in their heart.
So if you love art, if you love visual arts, come and see these works. They're absolutely fantastic. And as you say, you can follow the OGG Africa social media pages, OGG simply being OJI Africa. Follow their social media pages. You can see these young artists and maybe you can go some distance with one or two of them. You never know what the future holds, hey?
Yeah, come meet us, come work with us, do something fun. In this day of AI, it's a different way of looking at creativity.
Absolutely, and I think the corporate partnerships and the potential there also is a space to consider. Diana Richards is the creative strategist and founder of OGG Africa.
7:02.
More than a radio station.
Let's walk the talk.
Oh, it's 9 o'clock. The Clement Manyatela Show starts now.
This is EWN.